Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Wherever you're at in the world, welcome to Last Drafts Baseball's live commentary of Major League Baseball. Tonight, we are bringing you from Oracle Park in San Francisco. It is going to be the Los Angeles Dodgers and the San Francisco Giants. The commentary and views are our opinions and are not affiliated with the Major League Baseball, the MLB PA, the American League, National League, or their sponsors. We are giving live English reports on the game being played and hope that English-speaking fans around the globe can enjoy the games on YouTube and Twitch along with us. It is the third game of the four-game series between these two clubs. The Dodgers have won each of the first two games of the series. Last night, they jumped out to a 6-0 lead, only to have the Giants come back with 5 runs, and then they were able to stretch out at the end of the ballgame to win 9-5, as that is the second game in a row that they've won in this series. So we're going to give you the starting lineups. First of all, for the visitors from Los Angeles, leading off and playing in right field wearing number 50 is Mookie Betts. Batting second and playing shortstop wearing number 6 is Trey Turner. Hitting third and playing first base wearing number 5 is Freddie Freeman. The cleanup spot and playing third base wearing number 13 is Max Muncy. Batting fifth in center field wearing number 25 is Trace Thompson. Hitting sixth at second base is number 9, Gavin Lux. Making his debut for the Dodgers tonight is Cuban-born Miguel Vargas. He's going to be doing the designated hitting and batting seventh. Hitting eighth in left field wearing number 77 is James Outman. And batting ninth and doing the catching is Austin Barnes. And they're going to be facing the right-hander Alex Cobb, who takes to the hill with a 3-5 record on the year. He's worked 82 innings. He's allowed 82 hits, 47 runs, 37 of which have been earned. He has walked 23 and struck out 85. And he's pitched to an ERA of 4.06. So that's the starting lineup for the Dodgers. And now the starting lineup for the home team for San Francisco. Leading off in right field wearing number 13 is Austin Slater. Batting second and playing second base wearing number 41 is Wilmer Flores. Hitting third at first base wearing number 9 is Brandon Belt. And the cleanup spot and doing the designated hitting is number 6, Yermin Mercedes. Hitting fifth and making his debut playing third base for the Giants is number 7, J.D. Davis. Batting in the sixth spot and playing in left field wearing number 51 is Luis Gonzalez. Batting seventh and doing the catching is number 21, Joey Bart. Hitting eighth and playing shortstop is number 44, Dixon Machado. And batting ninth, also making his big league debut in center field wearing number 58 is Bryce Johnson. And they are going to be facing the left-hander Julio Urias, who is 10-6 on the season. He's worked 109 and 2/3 innings. He's given up 83 hits, 40 runs, 33 of which have been earned. He's walked 24 and struck out 103. And he's got an ERA of 2.71. Well, those are your starting lineups for the Giants and for the Dodgers. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action. We look forward to having everybody in here tonight, whether they listen live or on delay. We'll be back in 60 seconds after this from our friend, Steve Rademacher.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have Lira. We have Yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of our channel. And in turn, we like to support Steve Rademacher after the game. Be sure to check him out and let him know that Last Raps Baseball sent you. Well, we're going to be going to the top of the first inning here as the Dodgers will be coming to bat. It's going to be Mookie Betts, Trey Turner, and Freddie Freeman to get things going, but we are still a couple of moments away. The umpires for tonight's game, working home plate, is going to be Corey Blazer. It'll be Dan Bellino, the first base umpire. Phil Cousy is at second. And Mark Ripperger is in the rocking chair. He is holding down third base. The temperature for this one is 63 degrees, and the skies are clear. The wind is at 15 miles an hour, and it is variable. all over the place, and the first pitch was slated for 1 minute ago. We are almost ready to get underway here as the starter Cobb is completing his warm-up tosses. So as he has finished his stuff, he's ready to get things going. As we said, the top of the order will be Betts, Turner, and Freeman. And so here we go, everybody, as we're about ready to get this one underway. And home plate umpire Corey Blazer has put the game in play, and here we go. Here's the first pitch of the ball game. It is a fastball that misses inside for ball one, and the count is 1-0. We are underway at officially 6:46 Pacific time. So Mookie Betts on the season batting .270. He's got 24 homers and 55 runs batted in. And here comes the offering from the right-hander Cobb. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count goes even to 1-1. Mookie Betts had a tough night at the office last night, as he did hit a home run on the opening game of this series. There's a fastball swung on it, is lifted into shallow left field, and that is going to be caught by Gonzalez, and that is going to retire Betts for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Trey Turner. For Turner, he's had an RBI in each of the games of this series. He had one last night, as he had a sacrifice fly in the second inning. He also had one in the first game where he hit a sacrifice fly as well, and he also hit a home run. So Turner, with a .309 average, he's got 17 homers and 76 runs batted in, takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Our friend Mick 3Y is in the house. We appreciate you being here. A couple of big league debuts tonight for both of these clubs. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 0-2. Miguel Vargas, who's the designated hitter tonight for the Dodgers, he's been called up. He's making his big league debut. The Cuban-born designated hitter, his father was a longtime national team player for Cuba. And here comes the offering from Cobb. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 0-2. And the center fielder tonight, Bryce Johnson, making his big league debut for the San Francisco Giants. So 2 players getting their first taste of big league action tonight. So no balls and 2 strikes to Turner. He bats from the right side against the right-handed throwing Cobb. Against the sign from his catcher Bart, and he rocks into the motion, and there's a fastball swung on, and that is missed, and Turner is gone on strikes for the second out of the inning. It's the first strikeout for the right-hander Cobb. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Freddie Freeman. For Freeman, he's hitting .327 on the season. He's got 15 homers and 68 runs batted in. Every time you watch Freddie Freeman come to the plate right now, it looks like he's going to get a hit. He's just got that confidence and the swagger about him. And there's a breaking ball that swung on and grounded foul. The count is quickly 0-1 to Freeman. Still no sign of Joey Gallo into the lineup yet for the Dodgers, as we be waiting his first appearance. So no balls and 1 strike. Cody Bellinger got the night off tonight as Trace Thompson gets the start in center field. James Outman is in left for the Dodgers with Mookie Betts in right. So here comes the offering from Cobb. It is a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Defensively tonight for the Giants, from left to right in the outfield, it is Luis Gonzalez in left, Bryce Johnson in center, and Austin Slater is in right. Around the horn, it is Brandon Belt at first, Wilmer Flores at second. The shortstop is Dixon Machado. Third baseman is J.D. Davis. As a breaking ball misses outside to Freeman. The count is now 2-1. And the battery of Alex Cobb and Joey Bart are holding it down for the Giants tonight. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count now goes to 3-1 on Freeman. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Cobb, working from the first base side of the pitching, gets the sign from his catcher, Bart. And he rocks into the motion. Here's the 3-1 delivery. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and Freddie Freeman is aboard with a 2-out walk. And that is going to bring up the third baseman, Max Muncy. Muncy's been getting a lot of regular duty over at third base, with Justin Turner being placed onto the injured list. He's getting his opportunities on the left side of the infield. Muncy's played quite a bit of second base this year. Gavin Lux has been swinging the bat really well pretty much since the 1st of June. as he has pretty much locked down that second base position for the time being for the Dodgers. So Muncy batting 162. He's got 10 homers and 34 runs batted in. Right-hander Cobb comes set. And now he kicks and fires. It is a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats behind third base, and the count is behind the third base dugout. The count is now 0-1 to Muncy. They do have the infield shifted to the right side. Davis is more in the traditional second baseman's position. Flores has moved into the rover spot in shallow right field. Dixon Machado will stay as the only fielder on the left side of the infield. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down. It squirts away from Bart, but he does a good job of recovering it. It's going to keep the count at 1-1 strike. So 1-1 strike it is to Muncy. One thing that you note about Muncy is he really works the count. He's not afraid to go deep into the counts, and he can battle the pitchers. Again, Cobb works on the first base side of the rubber to the left-handed hitter, Muncy. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on, and it is lifted foul. Another one that's going to reach the seats behind the third base dugout. The count is going to go now to 1-2. I've seen Alex Cobb pitch before. He's got a really good two-seam fastball. There's a lot of arm side run to the pitch. You can't give up on the pitch. If he comes inside on you where it looks like it's going to be inside, he has a lot of backdoor movement where it'll run across the plate. So you've got to be prepared and anticipate for that as a hitter. Here comes the 1-2 offering. As Cobb checks the runner, Freeman at first, he comes set. And now he kicks and fires. It is a fastball that misses down. And again, the ball squirted away from Belt. He did block it. But the runner, Freeman, has no intentions of going to second base. That's going to run the count now to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Dodgers right now are not a healthy ball club, as they've got a couple of players that are nicked up and banged up. Austin Turner being one of them. Morton in their lineup. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. As Cobb delivers, it is a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to do it, as Max Muncy is retired on strikes for the third out of the inning. Is going to do it here for the Dodgers in their half of the first. There was no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There were no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We're through a half inning. It is the Dodgers nothing. The San Francisco Giants coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call. The bottom of the first inning right after this from our friend Steve Rademacher.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Appreciate you, Steve, and your support of our channel. And in turn, we like to support Steve Rademacher. We'll be back in 45 seconds with the call, the bottom of the first inning. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Austin Slater, Wilmer Flores, and Brandon Belt coming to bat against the left-hander Julio Urias. Urias is going to begin here the bottom of the first inning. It is a lineup of the Giants tied who have had decent success against the left-hander Urias. Urias has had 20 starts this year under his belt. He's worked 109 and 2/3 innings, so he generally can go about we'd say about 5.5 innings a start, just over 5 1/3. So is impressive about Urias in terms of his numbers. He's only walked 24 batters in those 109 innings. He's had some pretty decent control, and he's on the pace at 103 strikeouts and almost 1 per inning. So here comes the first offering to Austin Slater. It is a fastball that is swung on and fouled away. And the count is 0-1. Slater batting .276 on the season. He's got 5 homers and 24 runs batted in. As he gets himself dug in, ready for the offering here from Urias. Urias gets the sign from his catcher, and he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count now goes to 0-2 on Slater. Slater played center field in last night's ball game, but has moved over to the corner with the call-up of the rookie Bryce Johnson here tonight. Curious to see how Johnson and Vargas, how they do in their debuts. Of course, James Outman, who's in the lineup for the Dodgers tonight, has had some real successful games to begin his big league career. So here comes the 0-2 offering. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to short. It is fielded by Turner. He throws off a one leg, and that is going to retire Slater on a ground out 6-3 for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Wilmer Flores. For Flores, he's batting .252. He's got 16 homers and 56 runs batted in. There was a lot of rumors at the trade deadline about certain players that might get dealt, and Flores' name was cropping up all over the place. We've got the living room in the house. We welcome you. Thanks for being in here. And here comes the offering from Urias. It's a fastball that misses up and in, and the count is now 1-0. There's a lot of fans in the stands who support both of the teams. Of course, there's a lot of Dodger fans in San Francisco for this one. As we said, a little disappointing the last couple of nights. Even though the Giants are now a little bit adrift below 500, there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 1-1. Even though it is one of those things where they're not the team that they were in the early 2000s. Every time the Dodgers come to town, it's usually a full house, but a lot of empty seats are quite noticeable at Oracle Park right now, especially when you have this big rivalry when the Dodgers are in town. Figure that the people would come out. There's a breaking ball that's swung on, and that's fouled away. It's going to reach the seats in the mid-level section. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Our friend Troy Cards and Cars is in the house. He says, speaking of 500, wish the Diamondbacks could get back there. Well, I have to say the Diamondbacks are on the pace to be able to get there. I think that they're not that far away. Maybe a couple additions here and there over the next year or two with some of their younger players to see how they pan out. Certainly their pitching has been fairly decent. There's a fastball that is swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats down the third base line. It's going to keep the count at 1-2. Certainly the year that Merrill Kelly has had this year has been very good for the Diamondbacks. Better than most. And so the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Flores. And the lefty, Urias, ready to go back at it. He holds at the belt, and now he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted down the right field line. It's going to go over the netting and into the Alaska Airlines area there, and it is going to go right down the... Somebody's going to get it at the concession stand somewhere. But we know that there's a fellow who missed his catch. That was his opportunity. As that ball came out of nowhere, and the good news is that you're never going to have to worry about having a career in the big leagues. Our friend Troy says he's really glad they didn't deal Jeff Mantiply. Also having a good year. There's a breaking ball that swung on and grounded foul. The count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So that ball had a lot of people. Looked like a guy got it in the side of the head there. Somebody tried to make the catch and somebody wore it off the side of the head. There you go. So that's the hazards of going to the ballpark. You got to keep your eye on the ball, literally. There's the 1-2 offering. It's a breaking ball. It's taken for a called third strike. Flores stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by for out number 2 and is going to bring up the first baseman, Brandon Belt. So for Belt, he's batting .233. He's got 8 homers and 21 runs batted in. We've seen it a few times in this series that the San Francisco Giants lead all of Major League Baseball with bunt hits. 22 bunt hits currently, and Brandon Belt has got nearly half of them. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1 to Belt. Our friend Troy, who's the resident Diamondback fan, I think the Diamondbacks are going to go about it again. You're going to see a team that's going to build out like they did about 5-6 years ago. They'll put together a steady core of players. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 0-2, and they'll spend accordingly. I was thinking about this. We were talking this just before the game. I had a conversation with Steve Rademacher and a couple other fellas, and we were talking about how the Kansas City Royals, in all of their years, they always have that 1 or 2 players that they keep as a homegrown all the way through. I think currently of Salvador Perez, I think he's going to retire a Royal. Look at Alex Gordon, who retired as a Royal a couple of years ago. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Belt is gone on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. I'll pick up on that thought when I get back. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and no Giants left the board. We're through 1 complete. It is the Giants nothing, the Dodgers nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. I'll finish my thought about teams and their homegrowns. And then we'll talk about the San Diego Padres, which is everything but that. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher.
Domo arigato. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm new at this. Thank you for watching Last Raps Baseball. Tell all your friends and family to come check him out, ask some questions during the telecast, and give him a good sub and a thumbs up. And this is Steve coming back at you, and some new things on my channel. Star Wars figures that everybody likes. We have Mad magazines from the 1970s. We try to avoid the Noid. And for your pleasure, once in a while, we can open up Michael Jackson if you want, the cards. We have Elvis. We have Sadahar O. We love everything that is everything, so we even have the Beatles fighting with lightsabers. Look at that, John and George. Once in a while, we'll even have my brother take over my channel on a Tuesday. So once again, everybody tell your friends, come see Freddie at Last Raps Baseball. And right now, I'm going to kick it right back to you, Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of the channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with the call of the top of the 2nd inning. Hang tight. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Trace Thompson, Gavin Lux, and Miguel Vargas coming up to face Alex Cobb here in the top of the 2nd inning. For Trace Thompson, he's batting .252 on the season with 4 homers and 19 runs batted in. And Cobb kicks and delivers, and it's a 95-mile-an-hour fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. One of the things I was talking about in the last half inning, and I was mentioning about how teams will have those 1 or 2 players that'll be with their franchise all the way through thick and thin, whether they're winning or whether they're losing, as a fastball is swung on and missed, and the count goes to 1-1. I use the Kansas City Royals as an example that in their years back in the 80s, guys like Frank White and also George Brett, lifetime Royals, all played their careers with the one team. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 2-1. Currently, the Royals guys, I think of Alex Gordon, who retired a couple of years ago. He played his entire career in Kansas City. Salvador Perez is that one. Now, there are other players that they've had that have come and gone, but they always have that fabric of one or two guys that are there. As a fastball misses inside to Thompson. You can say that about the San Francisco Giants more recently, as the Giants had Buster Posey. It looks like that Brandon Crawford and Belt will retire, lifetime Giants, as a fastball misses upstairs to Thompson, and that's going to be ball 4. He's got himself a leadoff walk here in the second inning. That is going to bring up the second baseman, Gavin Lux. We got Ryan in the house here, our St. Louis Cardinal fan, 1990 and Blue Jay fan. Welcome aboard. He says, go Cardinals. And so that's going to bring Lux to the plate. Lux is batting .298. He's got 4 homers and 32 RBIs. He's had a couple of hits in the series, including a single and a triple. So he bats on the left side here, facing the right-hander Cobb. And Cobb holds at the chest, and now he kicks and fires. It is a fastball taken for a call and strike. Count is 0-1. When I was thinking about the San Diego Padres, and we were saying about who the homegrown players are for the Padres, it is a complete team of rentals. Everybody has been acquired in that starting lineup via either the trade or free agency. Nobody at this point in their starting lineup or offensively was a homegrown guy. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses outside. They appeal down to the third base umpire. They say he doesn't go, but off to the races was Thompson, and he's going to take second base without the throw. So Trace Thompson gets himself a steal, a second. Like it was almost a bit of a delay. And he gets himself into second base as a no throw came down from the catcher, Joey Bart. So 1 ball and 1 strike. And here's the pitch to Lux. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1. As we looked at the replay of that, kind of makes you wonder if Bart was sleeping back there. It wasn't your typical delay. I thought that the base runner, Thompson, maybe could have been able to extend himself a little bit more. Cobb wanted to see if the batter, Lux, had swung at that last pitch, but they say he didn't go. I don't know if you guys were watching today or not, but in the Houston Astro game, there was a 4-strike at bat, or what we would think is a 4-strike at bat. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And Gavin Lux has now had the count run to 2-2 on him. Yordan Alvarez was batting against Rich Hill, and he fouled the first 2 pitches off, and then he took a called strike. The umpire didn't ring him up for strike 3, and the next pitch he ended up grounding out to first base, so he ended up seeing 4 pitches on that. And right now we've got something going on here is Gabe Kapler is holding up a finger. I don't know what he's got going on here. And they're on the phone, and they're holding play up right now. So whatever it is, maybe they lost track of the count here as well. Played umpire Corey Blazer. He's got everything under control. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes, and we agree with Corey. They were watching that Houston game earlier thinking it was an extra strike. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. As Cobb kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on and missed. And Lux is gone for out number 1. That is going to bring up the designated hitter, Miguel Vargas. So this is our first opportunity to see the rookie Vargas. As we mentioned at the outset, he is a Cuban-born player. His father was a longtime national team player for Cuba. Got to play in some Olympics and Pan American games. He was batting .291 with Oklahoma City with 15 homers and 72 RBIs. So Vargas bats from the right side against the right-handed throwing Cobb. Troy looks like he's changed his handles to Troy Cars and Comics. So now he's got comics on the mix. Didn't notice that before, Troy. Unless maybe I just stopped reading it. Troy's Cards, Cars, and More. So here comes the offering. There's a fastball swung on it. Is grounded foul. It's going to go into the camera well as the media personalities are diving out of the way, and that's going to run the count quickly to 0-1 on Vargas. We will be back on the call for this one again tomorrow. But Tomorrow it is going to be a day game, so we're looking forward to bringing that one to you. So here comes the 0-1 offering, and instead Cobb does the inside move to second base, and getting back easily is the runner Trace Thompson. So no balls and 1 strike to Vargas. I don't know what I expected with Vargas. He looks like he's more on the slender side. He hasn't filled out yet. Youngster, there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count now is 0-2. How they list Vargas, specifically, they list him at 6'3", 205 pounds. La Habana, Cuba is where he was born. He was November 17th, 1999. He's 23 years old after the season. He's been in the Dodgers organization since 2018, and there's a fastball that misses outside. The count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, it looks like we're going to get ourselves a little bit of excitement as we got a fire truck rolling through the area here. So something is happening. So here comes the offering now from Cobb. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-2. Whatever it is, I'm going to have front row seats for something. Our friend Mick's got his bets up here tonight. SGP Turner, I'm not sure what that is. Betts and Freeman to get a hit in the first 5 innings on money line. There's a fastball swung on by Vargas. This ball is driven into deep right center field, and it's going to get down, and it's going to bounce into the stands. It's going to go for a ground rule double. Vargas is going to get himself his first big league hit and first big league RBI. It's going to cash Thompson in from second base. He will score. And the Dodgers are on the board 1-0 here, with 1 gone in the top of the 2nd inning. So the Dodgers have a runner at second. They've traded places, has Vargas and Thompson. And now that brings James Outman to the plate. Outman is having an outstanding start to his big league career. Outman with the Dodgers is currently 5 for 6. He's got 2 doubles, a home run, 3 RBIs, and he's scored 4 times. Here's the first pitch from Cobb. It's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike. And off to third goes the runner, Vargas, and he's got his first stolen base. So Vargas able to steal third base. He took off. He had a huge jump. They didn't even draw a throw as whatever's going on with Joey Bart behind home plate. He's having struggles holding on to the baseball. A couple of blocks, a couple of drop balls. And now making his way out to the mound is Corey Blazer in front. I don't know what he's got, if he's given a warning out. So here comes the pitch to Outman, and it's a fastball that misses down. And the count now is 1 ball and 1 strike to Outman. The infield for the Giants is in. Davis is almost up on the grass. Here comes the pitch from Cobb, and there's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So whenever he is signaled out to the pitcher, Cobb, it looked like he wasn't coming center. He was almost double setting. Not sure why he wouldn't just hit him with the balk anyway. Let's send Corey a message after the game and see if he'll respond. Here comes the 1-2 offering. There's a fastball that misses outside. The appeal down to the third base umpire, and Mark Ripperger goes up with the right hand. And Outman is gone for the 2nd out of the inning. He is retired on strengths for out number 2, and that is going to leave it all up to the catcher, Austin Barnes. We'll get another look at that one. It was down. I'm not so sure. We'll get the side look at it. First, I didn't think so, but I have to say that I got to agree with Mark Ripperger. Didn't look like he did offer at that pitch. So that is 2 away, and that brings up the catcher, Austin Barnes. Cobb rocks into the motion, and he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that misses down for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Barnes batting 174 on the season with 4 homers and 15 runs batted in. Got the opportunity to play earlier in this series. as he played in last night's ball game. And here comes the offering. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count is now 1-1 to Barnes. Last night, he got on base 3 times. He was 2 for 3. He had a single, a double, and RBI. He also scored a couple of runs and was hit by a pitch. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is to Barnes. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled off at home plate. The count goes to 1-2. Our friend Mick says Trey Turner's on a 20-game hit streak. He figures that Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman should get a hit as well. Freddie Freeman, as we said, when he came up his first time when he walked, he looked like he just, the way that he swaggers, just the way that he's going about his business, it feels like he's going to get a hit every single time he walks up to the plate. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And Barnes has gone on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. So the pitcher Cobb strikes out the side, but he does give up a run in the inning. There was 1 run in the inning on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 runner left the board. We're now through 1.5. It is the Dodgers 1, the Giants nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call at the bottom of the 2nd inning. After this, when we return from our friend Matt. Be sure to check out Matt Hollis after the game.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just 1 roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
We appreciate you, Matt, and your support of our channel, and in turn, we support Matt Hollis. Be sure to check out him after the game. We'll be back in 45 seconds with the call at the bottom of the 2nd inning. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the heart of the San Francisco Giant batting order to come up to face the left-hander Julio Urias. That means Yermin Mercedes, J.D. Davis, and Luis Gonzalez will come to bat to face the left-hander here in the 2nd inning. So for Mercedes on the season, he's batting .254. He's got a homer and 8 RBIs. Saying last night, this is the 3rd time I think I've seen Mercedes play this year, and I know he was hitting .280 at some point, but every time we've called games, we haven't seen him do anything yet. And there's a first pitch fastball swung on. It's grounded to short. Fielded by Turner. He throws to first. And Mercedes is gone with 1 pitch. There is 1 away, and that's going to bring up the 3rd baseman, J.D. Davis. For J.D. Davis, he's making his San Francisco Giant debut this evening. He was acquired in a trade. It was a part of a package that sent Darren Ruff going the other way to the New York Met organization. Davis, new lease on life. The 3rd baseman is only hitting .238 this season. He's got 4 homers and 21 RBIs. In some ways, he was, I'm not saying played himself out of New York. I think he was given opportunities to play and to perform in New York, but wasn't able to sustain those opportunities. But now he gets a new chance in San Francisco. And the first pitch from Urias is a 94-mile-an-hour fastball that misses down for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Davis hitting from the right side. Waiting on the offering here from the left-hander Urias. Here comes the 1-0. As Urias kicks and delivers, it is a fastball at 94, swung on and missed, and the count now goes even at 1-1. for J.D. Davis getting that chance to come over to San Francisco. He spent his first couple of years in the Houston organization, then he was 4 years with the Mets. Arguably his best year was the first season in 2019 when he hit 22 bombs and drove in 57 and hit 307. There's a fastball swung on it as hit foul down the right field line. And that is going to make the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's not a ball dude tonight. The ball dude is on the left field line. I'm not sure what they call the older ladies who are can't call her a ball girl. She's a little older than a girl. She's probably solidly into her 70s, one would think. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. The ball dude is down the left field line tonight. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded slowly to third. Muncy fields it on the run. He throws to first. That is going to retire Davis on a ground out 5-3 for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 away, and that is going to bring up the left fielder, Luis Gonzalez. This is the 4th game we've called in 4 nights of the Giants. We saw the Sunday nighter with the Cubs. I had a chance to watch Gonzalez play each night. I have to say that really enjoying watching him play. He's batting .285 on the season with 4 homers and 30 RBIs. We mentioned last night there are 3 kinds of players. There's guys who play things, guys who make things happen. There's guys who watch things happen, and there's guys who wonder what happened. I would have to say that Gonzalez in these 4 games that I've seen were 3+ games. You see breaking ball outside and the count is 0-1. I would have to say that he's one of those kind of guys that is a playmaker. He's really been doing things. He took a home run ball away from Christopher Morel on Sunday night. He's had some hits, a couple of bunt base hits. There's a fastball swung on it, missed. And the count now goes to 0-2. And our friend Ryan has made a donation to the channel, and we appreciate you there, Ryan. Thanks for doing that. So no balls and 2 strikes. Our friend in the living room says, Last Raps baseball security on duty. Gonna have to patrol the folks in here. There's a fastball that's swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Our friend in the living room sent me a video of Mr. Ed hitting a inside the Parker off of Sandy Koufax back in the day. It was the swing that did it for me. I have to say Mr. Ed's swing was probably a little bit of an uppercut, and there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at no balls and 2 strikes. But it was the slide at home plate that Mr. Ed did that was able to help him score that run. It was kind of funny. You asked me if I'd seen it years ago, and I couldn't remember seeing it. And then when I saw it, it was the 2 things that popped were how the bat was held in the mouth and how he ended up sliding. I don't really remember the Koufax part or anything else, but I thought that was kind of humorous. So no balls and 2 strikes. And Rios kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that's inside, but Gonzalez half swung on it, and he did go around. That is going to be for out number 3, and that is going to do it here for the Giants. As they are retired in order in the 2nd inning. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 2 complete. It is the Dodgers 1, the Giants, no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a couple moments with all the action. We appreciate you guys being here tonight. Whether you listen live or on delay, it's always great to have you. Here's our friend Steve again, Steve Rademacher.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day. And there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you, Steve, and your support of the channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the call at the top of the third inning after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the order coming up for the Dodgers here in the third inning to face Alex Cobb. That means Mookie Betts, Trey Turner, and Freddie Freeman. And so we are going to have those three to begin it off here. We're looking at the beautiful skies in San Francisco tonight for this one here. Somebody on the West Coast is having some nice weather. We're getting back into some rain again, midsummer rain, which is not always the case in this part of the country. Usually we get a good couple of months of the year where we get beautiful sunshine and nice weather. Not a lot of forest fires this year to report on. I mean, there always are. Not like the intensity we've had in the last few years. So here comes the first offering from Alex Cobb. It is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Mookie Betts. Betts tonight is 0-for-1. He flew out to left field his first time up. Betts waggles the bat. Here comes the offering from the right-hander Cobb, who delivers a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes even to 1-1. Our friend in the living room says, I really liked it when the fielder ran into the wall as he was trying to make that play. Yeah, for a little bit for effect, I'm sure. There's a fastball swung on and grounded foul on the third base side, and the count goes to 1-2. I understand the living room where you're at, you got some rain tonight too, so maybe the grass won't quite be as straw as it has been, as there's rain moving through your area in the Midwest or Southwestern Ontario, as they would call it. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Unfortunately, we lost a legend last night in Vin Scully, 94 years old. We talked about him a little bit during the stream. There's a fastball that misses outside to Mookie Betts. The count is 2-2. When you think of legends who have done baseball and voices of the game over the years, here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and grounded foul. That is going to be mishandled by the ball dude. But he's going to pick it up, retrieve it, and he's going to go get it to a young fan. The count remains at 2-2. Names I think of in particular, of course, growing up and listening to Ernie Harwell and Paul Carey in Detroit, but also Tom Cheek and Jerry Howarth. There's a breaking ball that is swung on. It's grounded over to the shortstop. Fielded by Machado. He throws to first, and that's going to retire Betts on a ground out 6-3 for the first out of the inning. Those, of course, were the Toronto Blue Jay announcers. Tom Cheek, unfortunately, his life was taken far too soon as he had his battles with cancer. Jerry Howarth stayed on and called a number of years after that, but it was Tom and Jerry for the longest time in the Blue Jay booth. So here's Trey Turner to the plate. The first pitch is a breaking ball that swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1 to Turner. Turner tonight is 0-for-1. He struck out his first time up. Batting from the right side against the right-handed throwing Cobb, who kicks and delivers. There's a fastball grounded over to third. Davis fields it. He fires across the diamond, and that's going to go down as a ground out 5-3. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to leave it all up to Freddie Freeman. I was saying about guys who you listen to and you think about. So obviously Tom Cheek, Jerry Howarth, longtime guys. Red Barber was a little bit before my time, but there's a lot of people who like to talk about Red. Of course, got a chance to listen to Vin Scully for the years, especially when I moved out to the West Coast. Vin was calling games. So instead of being the late night guy that you'd listen to late night, he was now front and center in the middle of your evening. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. One guy that I do remember as a kid growing up was Mel Allen on This Week in Baseball. And Mel Allen used to call games, so he was a lot of fun to listen to. Our friend in the living room says they cut the grass yesterday. Might get long before they come back. They say every 6 days. So a lot of different ones that have called games over the past, but those are some of the names that really stand out. I'm sure that there's other people in different areas that will have their long-time play-by-play guys that become a part of the fabric of their homes. There's a breaking ball that misses. The count is now 1 ball and 1 strike to Freddie Freeman. Freeman walked his first time up. He was stranded at first base back in the first inning. Here comes the 1-1 to Freeman. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 1-2. So you think about the guys who call the games. I remember listening to games on transistor radios or with your Walkman. Late night listening to the calls. There was a fastball swung on it. It's grounded over to first. It is fielded by Belt. He flips it underhand over to first base to the pitcher covering, and that's going to go down as a ground out 3-1 for the third out of the inning, and that will do it here for the Dodgers in their half of the third. They had no runs, there were no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 2.5. It is the Los Angeles Dodgers 1, the San Francisco Giants. No score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back and talk more about some of these famous announcers when we get back in just a moment for the bottom of the third inning. Hang tight, everybody. Here's our friend Steve again. That's right, Steve Rademacher.
Hey guys, and thank you, Freddie. Steve coming back at you. That's right, Steve Rademacher. I would like to thank each and every one of you that is tuned into my channel. And today, let's do a little shout out for some other great channels you should be watching. There is WVogs 18. There's Big D's Sports and Collectibles. You all know another Hollis build. Why not Like Father, Like Son? That's a great duo that does some great stuff. It shows some great cards. And of course, the one and only Bud Stoney, creators of One of Ones. The creator of One of Ones, and they're all signed on the back. Bud Stoney, 1 of 1, like this beautiful Robin Yount that he made for me. He made me another Robin Yount, this time mini, and a Christian Yelich mini. Great cards, and he does more than cards. We have darts of Hulk Hogan and many other things. So give them a look-see and give me another look-see. Subscribers are always welcome, and back to Freddie.
Appreciate you, Steve, and your support of the channel, and in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the call. Bottom of the third inning after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters in the Giants batting order. That means Joey Bart, Dixon Machado, and Bryce Johnson to face the left-hander Julio Urias. Urias has retired the first 6 batters he's faced, and there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Bart. Bart batting 191 on the year. He's got 8 homers and 16 RBIs, so the power is starting to come back to the Giant catcher. He did hit a homer in last night's game where he was 2 for 4. That homer was the 2-run variety, and it capped off that 5-run inning that they had in the fourth for the Giants, but that was where all their offense started and finished. They lost that game 9-5 last night. So here comes the 0-1 offering from Urias. And there's a fastball swung on. It is lined to third, and Max Muncy makes the catch as he's heading toward the foul line, and that is going to retire Bart. He hit that ball right on the screws, right to the glove of Muncy, and he is gone for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Dixon Machado. Well, Machado, who made his return to the big leagues on Sunday evening after he was traded in the middle of the day from the Cubs to the Giants, he's batting 191 on the year with 8 homers and 16 runs batted in. So the lefty Urias ready to go to work. He delivers a fastball that is a check swing for a strike, and the count is 0-1 to Machado. Bryce Johnson, who will make his debut, waits on deck. Check that. I think Machado is batting .222 this year. He's got nothing on the slash line. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball, and that's swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Our friend, the living room, and of course Mick3Y taking their love to Steve Rademacher at another level with their chat stuff. So if Steve's listening in, you can take a peek in. He doesn't always follow the chat as he just listens. We're talking in the last half inning about legendary broadcasters, and of course Milwaukee Brewers had Bob Uecker, as the living room points out. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-2. And Al Beetler says that George Kell was a pretty good announcer too, as he jumps in there. George Kell and Al Kaline doing the games on television, very insightful. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away into the netting down the third base line. The count remains at 1-2. Sometimes you get the old veteran announcers. Of course, the Cubs fans liked Harry Carey. I don't know if I was a big Harry Carey fan particularly. I heard his games. Our friend Dylan Hoffman is jumping in, asking if we're covering the NPB tonight. We are. We're going to be doing the Saitama Cebu Lions again, that third game of that series against Oryx. And there's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and Machado has gone on strikes for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to bring up the center fielder, Bryce Johnson. So yeah, Dylan, we are going to be doing the stuff tonight in the NPB, 2 a.m. Pacific, 5 a.m. Eastern, so hopefully you can join us. Had a light crowd last night in that one. I think it was everybody that was there. Our friend Mick3Y says, I was listening to the Shrimp audio earlier, and homeboy sounded just like you. I'm not sure who that is. There's a first pitch that's a breaking ball that misses for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So Johnson, who is making his debut, the San Francisco Giants called up from the AAA Sacramento Ball Club. I was saying 283 in AAA. There's a fastball swung on and fouled straight back. The count is 1-1. When I look at him, in some ways, I say this in some ways because he's not as tall, but he has almost the same similar frame of what Hunter Pence once had. They've got the first baseman, Freddie Freeman, up on the grass, expecting that this guy could use his speed to be able to bunt. They've got third baseman Muncy even with the bag. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and there's a changeup swung on and missed, and the count goes to 1-2. AAA, he was batting .283. He had 5 homers and 24 runs batted in this year. He's got 24 stolen bases on the season. He did steal 30 the year before in AAA. He's not a youngster. He's making the debut here in the big leagues at 26 years old. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-2. Originally, Johnson was drafted in the 6th round of the 2017 draft out of Sam Houston State. He's a Texas native, born and bred. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 3-2 on Johnson. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Our friend Dylan Hoffman says he's going to be there late night. Well, that's great. We're looking forward to it. We had a light night on the crowd. I saw the NPB Reddit fellas gave us a shout out last night as we sent them a tweet, and there's a fastball swung on and missed. And Johnson is down on strikes for out number 3, and that is going to do it here in the 3rd inning for the San Francisco Giants. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. Hey, guys, we got something cooking here. That's Julio Urias is a retired 9 straight to start the ball game. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 4th inning when we return after this. We appreciate you all for being here. Stay with us, whether you're listening live or on delay. It's going to get exciting. Here's our friend Matt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the heart of the Dodger batting order coming up here to start the top of the fourth inning. That means Max Muncy, Trace Thompson, and Gavin Lux to face the right-hander Alex Cobb. We were talking in the innings before about announcers and which ones I like to listen to. I did like to listen to John Miller and Joe Morgan, who used to do the Sunday night games. Of course, Miller, the longtime San Francisco radio announcer. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Muncy. He was somebody that I enjoyed listening to here and there. I didn't listen to him a whole lot, but on the nationally televised stuff, it was great to have him. Some people really liked Joe Graggiola. I wasn't a huge Graggiola fan, but there were a lot of people that liked him as well. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Muncy. Muncy tonight is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. Our friend in the living room says, speaking of Harry Carey, when we talked about a last inning, and he's quoting Harry Carey, there's a fastball swung on it, is lined into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit in front of Austin Slater. Picks it up and fires it back in, and that is going to be a single for Muncy. He said of Harry Carey, he said, if you were a hot dog and were starving, would you eat yourself? Yeah, that would be something that Harry Carey would throw out there. As I said, he wasn't one of the ones I liked. I did not really care for the Hawk Harrelson for the White Sox. He was as big a homer as you could get. I mean, when you're doing home teams and you're doing stuff, you're going to be leaning towards your ball club. There's no doubt about it. But there's leaning towards your club, and then there's standing full feet in their camp and waving the pom-poms and throwing the other teams under the bus. There's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes to Thompson. And that wasn't something that I particularly enjoyed about having to listen to Hawk Harrelson. So 1 ball and no strikes. Thompson today walked and stole a base and scored the only run for the Dodgers today, as he was brought home on a Miguel Vargas double, his first time on the base paths. There's the breaking ball that misses inside. The count is now 2-0. Our friend Mick 3Y says the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp minor league announcer, I haven't heard him. I'll have to go and take a listen to him at some point. And here comes the 3-0 pitch. As they kick and deliver, there's a fastball that misses down, and that's going to run the count now to 3-0. Al Beetler says when he began listening to the Tiger baseball was Harry Heilman, the old slug and Hall of Famer, called the games. That was ancient history. When the ball was going to be hit hard, he would say, going, going, gone, a home run. And here comes the 3-0 pitch. It's a fastball that misses down. And that is going to be ball 4 to Trace Thompson. That's going to put runners at first and second, and that's going to bring the second baseman Gavin Lux to the plate. Lux was for a while considered the top prospect in the Dodgers organization. When he got called up to the bigs, he had a hard time being able to keep a spot down steady, but it looks like that now he's going to be entrenching himself. He's getting a chance to play every day at second base, as Muncy's bat has not been able to keep him in the lineup. The injuries to others have. And there's a ground ball back to the pitcher, Cobb. He looked over to third, but because of the shift, J.D. Davis was not able to get to the base in time. He probably would have had a shot at Muncy, but he had to hold his ground because he wasn't sure if that ball was going to be fielded by Cobb or not. Cobb had come off the mound, and then he looked over to third, and then they have to throw over to first base, and Cobb's ticked off. And you can understand that because the first movement for Davis was to move to his left, but he had a shot at third base. It's going to go down as a ground out 1-3. That's just where they position these guys in the shift. It's going to advance Muncy to third. Thompson is going to go to second. That is going to bring up the designated hitter, Miguel Vargas. So Cobb frustrated with the shift, I'm sure, like everybody else is. He had a shot to get the lead runner. Well, Vargas, who's made his major league debut at the plate, he's the DH tonight. He doubled and knocked in Trace Thompson his first time up. He also stole a base. There's a first pitch fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Vargas making his big league debut. Had himself a ground rule double in the second inning to knock in Thompson. Our friend Mick 3Y says about the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. One thing I learned the other day was Austin Slater, the right fielder for the Giants, is a Jacksonville native, born and bred. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away at home plate. The count is 1-1, and his grandfather was the mayor of Jacksonville in the early 90s. I want to say it was from 91 to 95 or 90 to 95. His whole family has got a long time Jacksonville roots. I never really spent much time in Jacksonville. I drove through it a number of years ago. That's a city that has definitely been on the rise in Florida over the last 20, 25 years. And now time has been called as Corey Blazer throws up the brakes and going to do this again. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Vargas. The Giants have the infield in as they're anticipating a play at the plate. Here comes the offering now to the young Cuban right-handed stick. Cobb rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that just misses outside. And the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Vargas, the young fella, to be young in some ways. Looks like he can really fill out a uniform here. And there's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to third. J.D. Davis fields the ball, throws from his backside to the plate, makes a great throw to Joey Bart. They put the tag down on Muncy. Corey Blazer, the home plate umpire, has called them safe. But there it looks like they're going to go right up to review. I think the throw was in time. The question will be is, did Joey Bart get the tag down in time? So we're going to see out a nice play by Davis as he goes to his left, fields the ball, throws from his backside, a spectacular play. And I don't think they're going to be able to win this one. It looks like that Muncy has safe. The tag was up the leg a little bit. But what a great play by Davis. But Max Muncy, it looks like he is going to get in there safe. I think they're going to burn themselves a challenge here. And here we go. It is going to be Josh Outman that's going to be coming to the plate. So that's going to go down as a fielder's choice and an RBI for Vargas. He's knocked in both runs. As Thompson now goes over to third. Check that. Actually, Thompson held himself up at second base. Interesting here. But the runner is going to score as Muncy has crossed the plate. Mick says, RBI single. We're going to have to take a look and see what they ruled that one officially as. I'm going to come back. To me, that's a fielder's choice. And here comes the pitch. It is a changeup swung on and missed. That's going to run the count to 0-2 now to James Outman. Outman is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up. Yeah, they ruled out a fielder's choice. No single on that one, so sorry, you're out of luck on that one for Vargas. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 0-2 to Outman. So no balls and 2 strikes. We said before, Outman has been on fire since his call up to the big leagues. He's 5 for 7 with a homer and 3 RBIs and a couple of doubles. So here's the 0-2 pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And Outman is down on strikes for the second out of the inning. And that is going to leave it all up to the catcher, Austin Barnes. So Austin Barnes, he's 0 for 1 tonight. Our friend Mick Y asked the question. So, yeah, RBI and a fielder's choice. That's the official scoring on that one. So Vargas gets himself his second RBI of the game. There's a fastball swung on it. Has popped up softly on the right side of the infield. Camping out underneath it is Brandon Belt. He's going to make the catch. And Barnes is going to be retired for the third out of the inning. So there was 1 run in the inning on only 1 hit. There were no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. We are now through 3.5. It is the Dodgers 2, the Giants no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment with the bottom of the 4th inning. After this, we appreciate you guys all for being here. Hang tight. Here is our friend, Dave.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave, Zero Thought Sports Cards. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back, and we'll give you guys some scoring tips on that one when we return. We appreciate you guys listening in. It is 45 seconds away until the bottom of the 4th inning after this. Right back. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the order coming up for the Giants here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. And our friend Mick asked the question, how do you mark that on the stat sheet? Yeah, it goes down as a fielder's choice because it would have been more than likely that had they gone to first base, they would have retired the batter runner for the out in the decision and the mind of the scorer. And there's absolutely no doubt about that. I think that they would have been able to retire Vargas at first. But because they were trying to make a play, albeit whether it be a force play or a tag play, so trying to get the runner at the plate, he made the decision to go home, and the throw wasn't in time. So they can't give the hitter a hit for that because they would have felt in the eyes of the scorer that he wouldn't have been able to reach base safely. As the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside Austin Slater for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So that's how they would rule it. Fielder's choice, and it would be a RBI for the batter as he was able to knock in that run. So there is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 1-1. So you have different scenarios that are like that sometimes where you'll see those type of situations where not all that often, but that was certainly one of them right there that gets highlighted that way. You'll sometimes see, for example, where they may, for example, have runners on the corners, and you'll have that type of play where it'll be a ground ball to the third baseman, but they'll go to second base for the fielder's choice. They won't be able to get the back end of the double play, but the run will score. So the batter runner would be get a fielder's choice. He would get the RBI, but would erase the runner going from first to second. So there is a fastball that is swung at and missed, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Slater. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes to 2-2. And our friend Mick says, does he get credit for that RBI? Just no base hit. Correct. He would be charged with an at-bat, though, but he would get the RBI. So he's got 2 RBIs tonight, does Vargas. He's knocked in both of the Dodgers' runs. So here's the 2-2 offering. It is a fastball swung on, and it's fouled away. It's going to reach the seats over on the first base side, and the count remains at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. So 2 RBIs and 2 at-bats for the youngster Vargas. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as Arias comes set. Now he's ready to offer it up to Slater. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is hit to deep right field. Moving back on it is Betts in front of the warning track. And he makes the catch, and that is going to retire Slater for the first out of the inning. It's 10 in a row retired now by Arias. That is going to bring up the second baseman, Wilmer Flores. So for Flores, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out looking his first time up. We were saying that he was one of the players that was swirling in trade rumors for the Giants. Of course, Jock Peterson was another, and Carlos Rodon. There's lots of talk about them being shipped somewhere, and there's a first pitch breaking ball swung on. It is grounded to third. Once he fields it, he throws to first. And Flores is retired on a ground out, 5-3 for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 away. And that is going to bring up the first baseman, Brandon Belt. For Belt tonight, he is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. He's got a .232 batting average on the season with 8 homers and 21 RBIs. We said earlier in his first at-bat that the team, the Giants, they lead all of baseball with bunt base hits, and Brandon Belt's got nearly half of them for the team. There's 22 on the here. There's a fastball that misses outside. They appeal down to the third base umpire, Mark Ripperger, and he goes up with the right hand. It's going to be a strike to Belt, and the count is 0-1. Wasn't able to hold up in time. So no balls and 1 strike. Arias holds at the belt, and now he rocks into the motion and delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Belt. Belt waiting on the offering here from the lefty Arias. He kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball down. Again, they appeal over to the third base umpire. Mark Ripperger says, no, he didn't go, and that's going to run the count to 2-1. Ripperger is working with his hands in his pockets tonight. He's got to dig them out to be able to make those calls. It's a cardinal sin there, Mark. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Not sure that would be something that Mark would be instructing young umpires. And there's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into right field. It's going to be trouble. It's down and it's into the corner. Belt digging for 2. Betts comes up throwing, and the throw into second base is not in time, as Belt has got himself a 2-out double. That's the first hit of the ball game for the Giants, as he slides safely into second. That ball was absolutely obliterated into the corner. It was a frozen rope right down the right field line. Bounced into the corner. Mookie Betts did a good job of playing it off the wall, as Betts was able to field it. He was able to pick it off the wall and almost had a shot at Belt at second base. The throw was just a little bit late, and sliding in safely was the runner, Belt. So Belt, the runner at second with 2 gone. That brings up Yermin Mercedes. Mercedes grounded to short his first time up. Keep your eye on Mercedes if he likes to swing first pitch. Here comes the first offering from Arias, and he does, and it's fouled away over on the first base side. So one thing that I've watched about Mercedes when he can be very aggressive at the plate. He's looking for that first pitch fastball. So no balls and 1 strike to Mercedes. His average has dropped to 250. Got a home run and 8 RBIs this year. He waggles the bat and waiting on the offering from the left-hander Urias. Urias checks the runner at second, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed upstairs, and the count now goes to 0-2. It's like Mercedes is pressing himself a little bit right now. He's jumping out of his socks to hit, swing at everything. It'll be the newcomer J.D. Davis who waits his turn on deck. So Urias comes set, and now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to the first baseman Freeman, who picks it up. He throws it to the pitcher covering, and that is going to retire Mercedes on a ground out 3-1 for the third out of the inning. So for the Giants, they get their first hit of the ball game. There was no runs, 1 hit, the double by Belt, no errors, and he was stranded aboard at second base. We are now through 4 complete innings. That is the Dodgers to the Giants. No score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call. Top of the 5th inning in just a couple moments. This game here is clipping along pretty darn good. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher again. Be sure to check him out after the ball game.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you, Steve, and your support of our channel, and in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. We'll be back in just a few after this with the call at the top of the 5th inning.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, ooh, I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it. Fuse like a magnet, lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna...
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the order coming up to bat for the Dodgers here in the 5th inning. That means it's going to be Mookie Betts, Trey Turner, and Freddie Freeman as they are coming up here. Our friend Mick says, new music. No, we've got that one there for a bit. We've got all kinds of different stuff we slip in from time to time. Get some time tonight. I might do that in between this game and the next one. And there's a fastball that is taken for a ball inside. The count is 1-0 to Mookie Betts. Anytime I can add some stuff, it is usually pretty good. I do enjoy adding stuff, and I haven't really had the time to pick out some more. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0 to Betts. Betts tonight is 0 for 2. He's flown to left field and grounded to short in his 2 trips to the plate. It's a much better performance from Alex Cobb than the last time I've seen him pitch. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 2-1. Cobb, though, did have a good outing against the Chicago Cubs on Friday evening. He had double-digit strikeouts. The veteran right-hander rocks into the motion and delivers. It is fastball swung on. It is grounded over to third, fielded by Davis. He throws to first. It's going to be a ground out 5-3 for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away for the Dodgers. That is now going to bring up the shortstop, Trey Turner. Talking about the pitching so far for the by Alex Cobb. And here comes the offering. There is a breaking ball that is swung on, tap foul. And the count is 0-1 quickly to Turner. He had an 11 strikeout performance against the Cubs. I saw him pitch against the Dodgers where he went 5 2/3, allowing 8 hits and 4 runs. It wasn't all that bad, but wasn't particularly a great performance. But he had a pretty decent month of July. And here comes the offering. It is a breaking ball that just misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 1-1. And pretty good July, being that he was able to go at least 5 innings in every start, including 4 starts of 6 or more innings. There's a breaking ball that bounces up to the plate. The count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Trey Turner. Turner will be followed by the first baseman, Freddie Freeman. Waits his turn on deck. So 2 balls and 1 strike. We'll be catching up on the out-of-town scoreboard as we move along in this one. There are a lot of early games today. Some of them are now finals, and there is a changeup swung on and missed. Runs the count to 2-2 now to Trey Turner. There are some games that are currently going on. And there is a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 2-2. Some of the games that are now finals across Major League Baseball. We'll give you some of those as we clip along here. The Tigers lost to the Twins today on their getaway game, 4-1. And here comes the pitch from Cobb. It is a fastball that's taken for a called third strike. Turner stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by for out number 2, and that's going to leave it all up to Freddie Freeman. Other finals, and there are games that are going on, that are currently going on underway in Major League Baseball. The Tampa Bay Rays knocked off the Blue Jays today 3-2. Philadelphia Phillies beat the Atlanta Braves 3-1 today in Atlanta. There was a first pitch fastball that misses inside to Freddie Freeman, and the count is ball 1-0. That is the 7th strikeout tonight recorded by the Giants right-hander, and there's a fastball swung on, is grounded over to short. It is fielded by Machado. He throws to first, and Freeman is retired on a ground out 6-3 for the 3rd out of the inning, and that is going to do it here for the Dodgers as they go quietly in their half of the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 4.5. It is the Dodgers 2, the Giants, no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the 5th inning after this when we return. We appreciate you guys for being here. Here is our friend Dave again.
Thanks for checking out Freddie and Last Raps Baseball. It's time to announce the winners of this month's mystery pack. Boom! Josh S., you're the winner. Congratulations. Enjoy the game, and remember to tell Steve Rademacher, pick a haircut. Back to the game.
Well, we slipped in our Japanese cheerleader commercial or infomercial in there on the in-between for your entertainment. It wasn't by choice. We were going to do something else, but hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in 30 seconds. I'm sure that always gets people's attention. We'll be right back, everybody. Welcome back, everyone. It is going to be the bottom of the fifth inning, and we're going to see J.D. Davis, Luis Gonzalez, and Joey Bart come to bat for the San Francisco Giants. For J.D. Davis, he's making his debut in a Giants uniform tonight. He made a spectacular play to try to throw Max Muncy out at the plate back in the top of the fourth inning. Everything was good except the timing of it, as it was just a little bit late. So Davis is going to lead it off, followed by Luis Gonzalez and Joey Bart. And so Julio Urias ready to go back to work. Urias has only thrown 50 pitches here through the first 4 innings, and there is a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Davis, seen his average slip to 236 on the season. He's got himself those 4 homers and 21 RBIs, all in the lineup for the New York Mets. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Davis bats from the right side against the left-handed slants of Urias. And here comes the offering as Urias kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. This ball has popped up behind second base. Camping out underneath it is Gavin Lux. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to do it here for out number 1. So 1 up and 1 away. I'll bring up the left fielder, Luis Gonzalez. For Gonzalez, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up. The Giants' bats have been pretty cold tonight. Only the 1 hit by Brandon Belt in the 4th inning. Everybody else has been retired fairly efficiently by the left-hander Urias. So far, he has faced 14 batters and has retired 13 of the 14 he has faced. And here's the first pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And the count is quickly 0-1. It's a bit of a strange piece there from Urias. He is through the pitch, and he was literally jumping out of the way over toward the first base dugout. So no balls and 1 strike. Urias holds at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. And squaring to bunt is Gonzalez. And it's down. It is fielded by Urias. He throws to first, and that is going to retire the left fielder. It's going to go down as a ground out 1-3 for the second out of the inning. As we said that about Gonzalez before, he shows the ability that he wants to bunt. He does any way that he can to get on base. He's a interesting player. He's not afraid to drop bunts on his own. So that brings Joey Bart to the plate. Bart is 0 for 1 tonight. He hit a line drive to the third baseman, Muncy, his first time up. He is 0 for 1. Bart had a home run in last night's game, a 2-run homer that capped off the 4th inning of runs that the Giants scored. Giants scored all their runs last night in the 4th inning, all 5. There's a fastball swung on, and that's hammered foul down the third base side, and the count is now 0-1 to Bart. It was a 6-0 lead for the Dodgers last night, and we thought the Giants would be dead, and then they scored 5 in the 4th, and that was it. The Dodgers tacked 3 more on late to win that game 9-5. There's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is now 1-1 to Bart. Urias has been very efficient on the mound tonight. As we said, 57 pitches now here for the Dodger left-hander. As Bart waggles the bat, Urias is set. And now he kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball swung on and it is lined, this time past the outstretched glove of Muncy. So 2 balls really hit hard, put into play tonight by Bart. One was the line drive right to the glove of the third baseman. This time he hit it more to the 6th hole, and he's got himself a 2-out single. That is going to bring up the shortstop, Dixon Machado. For Machado, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up. We talked about him quite a bit here over the last little bit as he's getting the nod again at shortstop. The Giants acquired the ball player from the Cubs organization. It was the first time since 2018 that he's appeared in the big leagues. He was in 2019. He was with the Iowa Cubs. There's a fastball ticket for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. And then Machado took his act overseas in 2020, he went to the KBO for a season. And he came back and played with the Iowa Cubs again last year, and then Cubs flipped him over to the Giants, and here he is in the big leagues. So no balls and 1 strike. And Rios kicks and delivers. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2 to Machado. I was talking about this the other night in the stream when we were doing the Giants, and I said that there's 2 players that I have watched take batting practice pregame that I thought had to have the worst batting practice ever. One was Josh Reddick when he was with the Oakland Athletics. And the other one was Dixon Machado when he was with the Tigers. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is looped softly up the middle. It is fielded by Gavin Lux. He steps on the base, and that is going to do it. As Machado is going to be is going to hit into a fielder's choice. That's going to retire Bart at second base for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, for the Giants in their half of the inning, there was no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 5 complete. It is the Dodgers to the Giants, no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 6th inning. After this, the Dodgers are coming to bat again. Hold tight. Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the top of the 6th inning. It is going to be the heart of the Dodger batting order coming to bat. That means Max Muncy, Trace Thompson, and Gavin Lux face the right-hander Alex Cobb, who has really pitched well tonight for the San Francisco Giants. The problem is that his counterpart has pitched a little bit better, and that's in Julio Urias. So far, Cobb in the ballgame has thrown 81 pitches, and 49 of them have been for strikes. He's been very efficient. He has struck out 7 of the batters. He's also got 6 ground ball outs to only 1 fly ball out, as he has faced 21 batters here in the ball game. Only allowed 3 hits, but he has walked 3. So that is where he stands so far. So Max Muncy steps to the plate. Muncy is 1 for 2 tonight. He singled and scored a run his last time up. He's struck out against the righty Cobb. So Muncy, Thompson, and Lux here to get going in the 6th inning. As Cobb rocks into the motion and he's ready to deliver, the first pitch is a breaking ball that just misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Muncy. I have to think that this is probably going to be the last inning for the right-hander, unless it goes pretty quickly. As here's the 1-0 pitch, and there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Cobb, or from Cobb to Muncy. We were talking earlier about different types of announcers and who resonates and who we remember as we think about Vin Scully, who passed away yesterday at the age of 94. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is now 2-1. And their voices will last forever in time, especially with we have the internet and everything that's around right now. There's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into deep right field. Moving back in front of the warning track is Austin Slater. He makes the grab, and that is going to retire Muncy for the 1st out of the inning. And you can think about how things are just preserved for their entire lives. You get a chance to listen to the calls of the games that they make and how they do it, and it'll be forever etched in stone and lasting impressions in time. As I said, I think about Mel Allen on This Week in Baseball, and he was always a joy to listen to. But he used to call ball games. I think he was a Yankee broadcaster, if I'm not mistaken. There's a fastball swung on it, is grounded over to the first base side. It is fielded by Belt. He throws to Cobb, who catches it on the run, and he steps on the bag. Wasn't exactly the best delivery there by Belt. That's going to erase Trace Thompson on a ground out to 3 for the second out of the inning. It's going to bring up the second baseman, Gavin Lux. So maybe I would want to bite my tongue. Maybe Alex Cobb will be back out for another inning at this rate here. So Gavin Lux steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2. He's struck out and grounded out his 2 trips to the plate. He bats from the left side against the right-handed throwing Cobb. On deck is the rookie Miguel Vargas. And here comes the first pitch. As Cobb kicks and delivers, it's a fastball that just misses inside. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Lux. For a 2-0 game, you think there'd be a lot of intensity in this one here, and there really hasn't been a whole lot. It's just been a well-pitched ball game, and it's been fairly clean defensively. There's the fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 1-1 now to Lux. No complaints the way that this game has gone so far. Unless, of course, you are a hitter in the game, and then you're probably feel a bit deprived on your opportunities. So here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Gavin Lux. Keep your eyes peeled on whether or not they roll Cobb out. If they can get Lux here, maybe we see Cobb for the start of the 7th. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-2. Took a look today. Luis Castillo made his debut for the New York Yankees. We're starting to give some scores in the last inning. And he threw 109 pitches in his debut. I like to see that when pitchers are going between 100 and 110. You're in August at this point. It's not like you're going to get stretched out or anything like that. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Lux has gone down on strikes for the second time tonight. He's retired for the 3rd out here in the 6th. So for the Dodgers in their half of the inning, there were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is the Los Angeles Dodgers to the San Francisco Giants. No score. Stick around, everyone. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action after this from our friend, Steve Rademacher.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day. And there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of the channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the call, the bottom of the 6th inning after this. Hang tight, everybody. We're glad you're with us. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 9-1-2 hitters coming about in the San Francisco batting order here to get the bottom of the sixth going. That means Bryce Johnson, Austin Slater, and Wilmer Flores to face the lefty Julio Urias. Urias has scattered 2 hits over his 5 innings of work. He didn't allow the first base hit until Brandon Belt had a 2-out double back in the 4th inning. He's been very efficient tonight, the Dodger left-hander. As he kicks and delivers the first offering to Johnson, it's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into right center field. Moving over underneath it is Mookie Betts. He makes the catch. And that is going to retire Johnson for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the right fielder Austin Slater. We're talking about pitch efficiency as Alex Cobb, we're eyeballing him to see if he's going to come back out for the 7th. Well, Julio Urias is only at 62 pitches so far. He's hardly broken a sweat against these giant hitters. Been able to keep them off balance tonight. He's been able to get 4 strikeouts, but most of the balls have been taken care of by his defense. So here's the first offering to Slater, and it's a fastball that is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Slater. Seen that a couple of times from Urias. He delivers the pitch, and he really gets over to the first base side. Not sure why he does that. Slater tonight is grounded to short and flown to right in his 2 trips to the plate. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Slater will be followed by Flores as they're into the top of the batting order here. This is the 3rd time that Urias is seeing the top part of the order. And here comes the offering. It is a fastball that just misses outside. And the count now is 1-2. Another player that I kind of like here for the Giants, I like Austin Slater. He fits into that mold of the Giants. It's like I like Yastrzemski, although Yastrzemski's numbers this year have dictated that he deserves to be playing. He's really been struggling a lot for the Giants. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Slater is gone down on strikes for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away. It's going to leave it all up to the second baseman, Wilmer Flores. For Flores, he is 0 for 2 tonight. He struck out looking his first time up, and he's grounded to third his other time. So 0 for 2. His average is at .251. He's got 16 homers and 56 runs batted in. Flores is a no-nonsense kind of player. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on his pop foul behind home plate. The count is 0-1. Looks like Urias is starting to ramp it up a little bit. That last fastball was at 95 miles an hour. So no balls and 1 strike. Urias ready to go back to work. He gets the sign from his catcher, Austin Barnes. He works from the set position. He delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It is pop foul, but it's going to drift back into the seats as Barnes makes his way to the backstop. That ball is going to bounce about 7-8 rows up. So no balls and 2 strikes to Flores. So here we go again. Flores steps into the batter's box. Waiting on the offering, the 0-2 pitch now from Urias. Dodger lefty comes set. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is tapped slowly over to third. Muncy charges it. He throws on the run. It's offline. Freeman gets it. He tries to apply the tag to Flores. It is not going to be in time as the tag did not seem to make it. We're going to see how they're going to score it. I would probably have to give him an infield hit on that one, even if the throw was online. It was a tough play by Muncy. Even if the throw was online, I don't think they would have got Flores. We'll see what the official scorer has to say. If that's going to be the 3rd hit for the Giants, and that is exactly what it is. They've given him an infield single. So Flores is aboard with a single, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Brandon Belt. For Belt tonight, he is 1 for 2. He's got one of the 3 Giants hits. He had a double his last time up into the right field corner. Here's the first pitch from Arias. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 0-1. As we look out toward the batter's eye, I'm always interested to see the scoreboard is above the batter's eye in straightaway center field. Batter's eye is intended as a backdrop for the hitters. I remember years ago playing Connie Mack ball when I was a high schooler, and we were playing in the state of Michigan, and there's a fastball that swung on and missed. The count is now 0-2. We're playing in Redford, and the pitcher for Redford was a right-hander. And right in the arm slot where the ball was coming out of his hand, there was somebody's back porch light in deep center field. So it looked like there were two balls coming out of the pitcher's hand. So you had the ball and the bright light that you had to pick up. It was a tough night. I remember laughing a little bit, saying, what a great night to be a pitcher. And there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is still no balls and 2 strikes to Belt. But with the batter's eye that they've got set up, it's to give the solid backdrop so the hitters don't really have any distractions. I often wondered, with the scoreboard positioned above, is a soft distraction to the hitter or not? I've not hit with a scoreboard over top of a batter's eye or an area where it's back. So here comes the 0-2 pitch. And that pitch is missed down and in, and the count is now 1-2 to Brandon Belt. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So left-hander against the left-hander. Arias ready to go back to battle here. And he comes set at the Belt. And now he's ready to deliver to Belt. He fires a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. For the most part, this game has moved along at a pretty good pace tonight. As we mentioned before, it was 2-0 game, but there hasn't been a whole lot of hits, not a whole lot of watts, not a whole lot of traffic on the base paths. So here comes the 2-2. Arias holds at the Belt, and he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field for a base hit. It's fielded by Betts. Stopping at second is Flores, and Brandon Belt's got himself his second hit of the ball game. So back-to-back singles here with 2 out in the 6th inning, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Yermin Mercedes. So Belt really did a good job of keeping his hands inside that fastball, being able to drive it into right center field. So Mercedes tonight 0 for 2. He's got a ground out to the shortstop and a ground out to the first baseman. His average continues to slide. He's down to 246. A chance to play almost every day over the last few days here, and not that he hasn't been given opportunity. And here's the first offering from Arias. It's a fastball that misses outside. The count is 1-0. That's the first time in the 3 trips to the plate that he hasn't taken a hack at the first pitch. This is going to be pitch number 77 coming up for Arias. This is the most he's thrown in any inning. The 16th pitch of the inning, about ready to happen here. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. We are going to be calling that Dodger game again tomorrow. It's going to be the Dodger and the Giant game is going to go off at, I believe, at 12:30 on the West Coast. And here comes the 1-1. There's a fastball that swung on and missed. The count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. That pitch was well up out of the strike zone. A very undisciplined swing by Mercedes. It's the one thing that you'll see here is he does swing at pitches that are out of the strike zone, so it'll be interesting to see what they're going to offer up here on the 1-2. Arias holds at the Belt. He checks the runner, and now he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball golfed into shallow center field. Coming in on it is Thompson. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to do it here for the Giants in their half of the 6th inning. Well, they got a runner to second base for the second time tonight, but they failed to deliver with a clutch knock. There was no runs in the inning. There were 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 runners left aboard. We are now through 6 complete. It is the Dodgers 2, the Giants no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call of the top of the 7th inning when we return after this. Appreciate y'all for being here with us tonight. Here is our friend Steve again.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving now to the top of the 7th inning. It's going to be Miguel Vargas, James Outman, and Austin Barnes coming to bat. And it looks like we do have a scoring change, as looks like they have given Vargas a base hit. Earlier, it was ruled as a fielder's choice. He had come up and got himself an RBI, but it looks like now they have changed the scoring on that to a single, giving him the RBI. So I'm not sure I necessarily agree with that, but the scorer has gone back and made that adjustment. So he's got 2 hits tonight in his first 2 trips to the plate. Our friend Dylan Hoffman of the channel has come in and asked about thoughts on the Swallows game tonight. And he was wondering about thinking of taking them. And so one of the things that I look at, Dylan, and this is just me, I look at the pitching matchup. And the pitching matchup tonight on that Swallows-Chinichi game. First of all, the Dragons are stinking it up. They're not a very good team. That's normally first versus worst. I would probably look at that. There's a fastball that misses down and away to Vargas, and the count is 1-0. The Chinichi Dragons are in dead last place in the Central League, as the Swallows are first place. It's almost a 20-game difference between the 2 teams. But tonight is a game I wouldn't probably touch the Swallows, as there's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is now 1-1 to Vargas. It is Yudai Ono getting the start for Chinichi tonight. He's 4-6 with a 2.74 ERA. Tomoyo Hoshi is getting the nod for the Swallows. It's only his 3rd appearance of the year. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-1. He has an ERA of 3, and so for the 28-year-old, he's worked 3 innings. He's allowed 5 hits, 1 run earned, and 2 strikeouts. This is just giving you my thoughts on the starting pitcher in that ball game. And so because there isn't much of a whole track record on him, he's pitched most of his stuff down in the Eastern League, which is where the farm team is. So there's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 3-1 to Vargas. I probably wouldn't touch that game, especially knowing who they're rolling out to the mound being the Swallows. So that's kind of just my thoughts on that. So I wouldn't probably do anything like that at all. But that's me. You got to make your decisions on that one. That's probably one that I probably wouldn't even touch. Just not enough information on that starter. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to short. Machado fields it. He throws to first. And that is going to retire Vargas for the first time in his MLB career. It's a ground out 6-3 for out number 1. And that is going to bring up the left fielder, James Outman. So for Outman, he is 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out both of his times to the plate against the right-hander Cobb. Our friend Dylan says, I think I'm going to throw a little change on the Swallows. There comes the pitch. There's a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. So I think the other thing I would do in that situation, I'd have to go back and look at the box score of last night's game as well, just to see how much of their bullpen they've used, and are they rested, or are they going to have to be using it tonight? So here's the 1-1 pitch, and there's a changeup swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-1. So that's just my thoughts on that, Dylan. And I mean, you got to do what you have to do, but I probably wouldn't be looking at the Swallows in that game tonight. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field for a base hit. And Outman keeps his hitting streak alive as he's had a hit in every big league game he's appeared in. As he's got himself a single here with one out, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Austin Barnes. So for Barnes tonight, he's 0 for 2. He has struck out and he has popped the first. And that is going to bring the manager, Gabe Kapler, out to the mound. It looks like we're going to have enough here as he's calling for the right-hander. Alex Cobb, his day is done. I'm surprised they wouldn't let him go at least one more batter. But we are going to have ourselves a pitching change. He gets a nice round of applause from the San Francisco faithful as he walks off the field. But that is going to be it. Hang tight, everybody. We're going to have a pitching change on our hands. They're going to inspect his hand. And then we're going to be on our way here back to continue the bottom or the top of the 7th inning. We'll be right back in just a couple moments, everybody. Hang tight. We appreciate you here being with us.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Matt, appreciate you, Matt, and your support of the channel. And our friend Dylan is saying he's taking the Swallows. Well, good luck with that, Dylan. We'll have to check it out tonight when you're back in with us in the NPB game late night, so we can see how you fare on that one, and we'll see what I would have done. I certainly wouldn't have done anything on that. I would have stayed right away from it, put the big X through it. So there is a pitching change. It is going to be Dominic Leone who is coming in now for the Giants. He is going to replace the starter Alex Cobb with one out and a runner at first. Going on the season is 3-D. He has 3 saves. He's worked 36 in the third innings. He's allowed 39 hits, 17 runs, 16 of which have been earned. He's walked 14 and struck out 38. He's got an ERA of 3.96. Leone has bounced around a little bit. He's got some suitcase stickers, that's for sure. He began his big league career, the Seattle Mariners, back in 2014. And from there, he moved on to Arizona, then Toronto, then St. Louis, Cleveland. He is in his second year with the Giants, so hopefully he's got his heavy furniture close to the door. So if he has to move again, he can move easily. So here comes the right-handed hitting catcher for the Dodgers. It's Austin Barnes, and the first pitch from Leone is a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 1-0. Barnes tonight 0 for 2. He struck out and popped the first in his 2 trips to the plate. So he bats here from the right side against the right-handed throwing Dominic Leone. 99 pitches for Alex Cobb in his work. As he went 6 1/3 tonight. There's a fastball swung on it. It is grounded through the 4-hole. It was a hit and run. The second baseman, Flores, was over covering, and Outman, who was on the move, went all the way around to third. The throw coming back in from the outfield gets away from the cutoff man, and the Dodger base runners not about advancing, but that is going to be there. Nice, well-executed hit and run play by Barnes. Right through the area where the second baseman would have been standing. It would have been an easy double play. Outman goes all the way around to third on the single by Barnes. That is going to bring up the top of the order in Mookie Betts. So for Betts, he is officially 0 for 3. He has flown out to left. He is grounded to short and grounded to third. Now Joey Bart steps out in front of the plate to give the signals for the first and third defense. Not much Flores could do on that one. But had he been able to hold his ground, if there was nothing on, that would have been an easy ending double play. Cobb is responsible for the runner at third base. And here comes the first offering to Mookie Betts. As he kicks and delivers, it is a breaking ball that misses down. The count is 1 ball and no strikes to Betts. Betts batting from the right side against the right-handed throwing Leone. Looking for his first base hit of the night. Our friend Mick was in here earlier on, and he was hoping that Mookie Betts would get himself a base hit. Betts in the series, he's got himself 4 hits. And he's waiting on the offering here from Leone. So 4 for 10 in the series by my books. There's a fastball swung on it, is hit to deep right field. Drifting back on it and making the catch is going to be Slater, tagging at third. And coming home to score is Oatman. And that is going to be a run-scoring sacrifice fly. Betts is retired for the second out of the inning. That is going to bring up the shortstop, Trey Turner. So as Mick was listening in, I'm sure you heard me mention that last half inning that the official score had changed that fielder's choice on Vargas to a base hit. So they gave Vargas the base hit and an RBI. So he's actually 2 for 3 now in the ball game. As I said, I'm not overly 100% sure I think the first scoring I probably would have agreed with more than I would the second one. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. And the count is quickly 0-1 to Turner. Mick says his parlay is dead. Gonna have to regroup and think about the NPB games later tonight. So no balls and 1 strike. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that this is down. They appeal over to the first base umpire. And they say he didn't go, and that is going to run the count to 1-1. First base umpire tonight is Dan Bellino. He'll be getting the dish in tomorrow's finale as they rotate around in a clockwise motion. So here comes the 1-1 offering. As Leone ready to deliver, he kicks and he fires. It's a fastball swung on and it's fouled away. The runner was in motion, was Austin Barnes. They were trying to stay out of the double play. Runs the count to 1-2 on Trey Turner. One ball and 2 strikes. Zone hold set. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Just taking a look at the hitting streak so far in Major League Baseball this year. Our friend Mick in here says this is 20 for Turner. And it is, he's on the 20-game hit streak. Trey Turner actually had a 26-game hit streak earlier this year. It was the 1-2 pitch. It is a fastball swung on. They throw down to second, but this ball is thrown into center field. And safely sliding in is going to be Austin Barnes, but instead that is the strikeout for out number 3 as Turner is gone. And that is going to do it. There was 1 run in the inning. There were 2 hits. There were no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is 3-0 for the Dodgers. I'll come back and talk hitting streaks when we return, as Trey Turner's second 20-game plus hit streak is in jeopardy of being broken here tonight. He's going to have to get himself another at-bat. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this from our friend, Steve Rademacher. Sure to check him out after the ball game.
Hello, guys. Steve Rademacher coming at you. I'm having my 500 subscriber giveaway if we get there by the end of this year. That's my name and my channel, Steve Rademacher. All you have to do is be publicly subscribed, and then you can enter to win once we hit the magic number, either an unopened, still sealed box of Star Trek official trading cards, Next Generation and Original Series. If that's not your cup of tea, we have Fleer Adrenaline with a Deerdick rookie card. I have pulled out an autograph from one of these, and there are relics. If that's not your thing, how about an unopened box of 1987 Donruss Baseball? Just come watch me, subscribe, and enjoy the show. Thank you.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of the channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. Be sure to check him out after the game. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this with all the calls. Hang tight, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the seventh inning, and Julio Urias is back out for inning number 7 of work. It'll be J.D. Davis, Luis Gonzalez, and Joey Bart to face the Dodger left-hander. 79 pitches through the first 6 innings of work for Urias. It's been very economical here tonight. For J.D. Davis, he is 0 for 2. He's grounded to third and popped to second. His 2 trips to the plate. This is his San Francisco Giant debut, and there's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. We're taking a look in the last half inning, and we're talking about hitting streaks. There have only been 4 times this year of 20 or more where hit streaks have been there. It is 26-game hit streak earlier this year for Trey Turner. Paul Goldschmidt had enjoyed a 25-game hit streak for the Cardinals. Turner is in jeopardy of losing this one here at 20. As there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Davis. And the other one was Brendan Rodgers of the Colorado Rockies, who's enjoyed a nice year. He had a 20-game hit streak. The leader in the American League was J.D. Martinez. He had an 18-game hit streak. As we look at the players across the American League, Stephen Kwan and Santiago Espinal of the Blue Jays. Guardians and Blue Jays respectively had 16-game streaks. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. We look at different things as well, and you have a Cy Young predictor as ESPN does their Cy Young projections. Cy Young voting was to take place today. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 2-2. The American League, it would be a runaway for Justin Verlander with his 14-3 record, 1.81 ERA. He would be winning over Dylan Cease and Shane McClanahan. We have a advanced type of system that we look at there. And on the National League side, it's a pretty tight race between Dodger teammates. There is a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 2-2. Tony Gonzalez would probably just narrowly edge out his teammate Tyler Anderson. And then, of course, Kyle Wright and Sandy Alcantara would be battling for the third spot. That is what they are saying their predictions are. Alex Young, the left-hander, is up and throwing in the Giant bullpen. He's made his Giants debut and his 2022 debut earlier last night. There was a breaking ball that swung on and grounded foul, and the count remains at 2-2 to Davis. Take a look at different types of things, and they try to give you what they think is the opportunity or where teams were, how they're going to be able to do things. When you look at the closers, the top closers are in the game. The ironic trade between the Brewers and the Padres, both Hader and Rogers, it's flip a coin. They're considered to be some of the best closers in baseball. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded through the 6-hole into left field. J.D. Davis is aboard with a leadoff single here in the 7th, and that's going to bring up Luis Gonzalez. Kind of amazing that both Hader and Rogers, with 29 and 28 saves, were traded for one another. It's definitely a move in salary for the Brewers. Why would you trade Hader for Rogers? Why would the Padres trade Rogers for Hader? Well, maybe the fact that there was more blown saves by Taylor Rogers this year than for Hader. When you look at save conversion, Hader and Emmanuel Clase and Daniel Bard have the best percentages of conversion. Josh Hader was at 93.5%. Pretty impressive. So here comes the first offering to Luis Gonzalez as Urias delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is quickly 0-1. There is a lefty up in the Dodger bullpen. It's Caleb Ferguson. We saw him throw the other night. Himself loose. So no balls and 1 strike to Gonzalez. Looks like he is getting ready with some intent to come in. I find that curious that they're going to replace Urias with another lefty. There's the 0-1. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 0-2. I remember years ago watching a team out of Metro Toronto area team, a men's team play, and they were, I don't think it was Leaside, which was a program there, and they used to have a whole bunch of right-handed throwers that all looked like they were the same guy. They'd roll out the next guy, and he'd be the same arm slot, the same everything. I was like, couldn't you mix in a lefty or a side armor or somebody a little more over the top? And there is a breaking ball swung on. It is jammed inside. Luis Gonzalez is going to reach first base as Lux had tried to field the ball. It was a broken bat. We're going to see how they're going to rule this. Lux wasn't able to come up with it, but I don't think he would have been able to make the play anyway. We're going to see that again. It breaks the bat of the hitter Gonzalez as he tries to field the ball and throw to first all in one motion. Lux couldn't come up with it. And reaching base safely is Gonzalez. We'll get the official scorer on that one here in just a moment. They're going to rule that as a single. So back-to-back singles here in the 7th inning, and the Giants have something brewing. That's going to bring up the catcher, Joey Bart. Dave Roberts is on his computer trying to figure out what he's going to do here. So Urias tonight to Bart. Bart is 1 for 2. He lined out to the third baseman his first time, and then he singled to left his last time up. So 1 for 2 tonight. He's quietly raising his batting average up. He's at 195 now. It'll be important for the Giants to be able to do that. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And the count is quickly 0-1 to Bart. On deck is Dixon Machado. So Urias ready to deliver the 0-1 offering to the right-handed hitting Bart. As Bart waggles the bat. Urias checks the runner at second, and now he delivers. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Our friend Mick says he's going to take SoftBank tonight. That's who he's going to throw his nickels and dimes on. Take a look to see who that might be, SoftBank, as they are playing the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles, there's a breaking ball that misses down, but they say that Bart went after the pitch, and that's going to run the count to 1-2. Sorry, it's the Hawks and the Fighters. Colin Ray, the former Padre, goes tonight for the Hawks against Toshiro Segura. If I was talking to you, Mick, I would say that's probably what I would do too. That looks like a good one. You might want to talk some sense into our friend Dylan over there, where that might be the game I'd be looking at as well. The game that we'll be calling tonight, as there's a breaking ball that misses down, and it's going to run the count to 2-2. It is Yamazaki against Matsumoto. I would probably lean a little bit toward the Lions pitcher, as they're looking to complete the sweep against the Buffaloes. I don't know what's going on between the Tigers and the Giants. The Giants are not playing good baseball. It has been an absolute tire fire in Yomiuri. As we look at those ones there, and then, of course, the Swallows-Dragons game tonight, I already gave my thoughts on that. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 2-2. And then you've got the Carp and the Bay Stars going head-to-head. My heart says Carp. My brain says Bay Stars. As Aaron Curry will take on Kenta Ishida. And Mick says he's actually going to take the Fighters. They've won their last 6 against SoftBank this year. And there's a fastball that swung on and fouled away, and the count is going to remain at 2-2. I'm not so sure about that one. As I said to you, there's Colin Ray, the former Padre, is going to be throwing. I think he might be the guy who's going to put a stop to that. The Hawks are too good a team not to salvage a victory out of that series. So 2 balls and 2 strikes, but sometimes there's certain teams that have numbers or have the number against your team. You see that all the time in Major League Baseball and every sport. So here comes the 2-2 pitch as Arias works himself set. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on at his line, and it gets through the shortstop Turner into left field. That is probably going to be a base hit, as he had the range to his right. He dropped to his knee. We're going to see how the official scorer will rule that one, but I would say more than likely a base hit for Bart. That's exactly how they're going to rule it. That's going to bring out Dave Roberts. And he has seen enough as he's made a call to the bullpen. So Joey Bart has got himself a single. It's back-to-back singles here in the bottom of the 7th inning with nobody out. And that is going to do it here for the left-hander Julio Urias. His night is coming to an end. So hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We do have a pitching change, and we will get that for you here when we return. It is bases loaded full of Giants. 3-0 for the Dodgers. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. We'll be back with you after this from our friend Steve.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Welcome back, everybody. It is a relief pitcher coming in for the Dodgers. It's going to be the right-hander, Evan Phillips. When we took a look into the bullpen, it was the left-hander, Caleb Ferguson, up and throwing. But Phillips is now coming into the game. He's 5-3. This is going to be his 42nd appearance. He's worked 41 innings. He's allowed 23 hits, 10 runs, 7 of which have been earned. He's walked 11 and struck out 49. He's got a ERA of 1.54. This is arguably the best season of his career. The 27-year-old had bounced around a little bit before coming to the Dodger organization. He spent some time in Tampa Bay. He was with Baltimore and Atlanta. So Phillips here to take over in the bottom of the 7th inning. He's walking into a very difficult situation with the bases loaded and nobody out. The Giants yesterday scored in bunches. They scored 5 runs in the 4th inning. They were able to maximize all their run scoring there, but it has been quiet since. The first 6 innings of this one, the last 5 innings of yesterday's game, it's right now 11 innings plus without a run scored, but they are threatening here with Davis, the runner, at third, Gonzalez at second, and Joey Bart at first. It is Dixon Machado slated to come to bat here to face the right-handed throwing Evan Phillips. So they've got the middle infield and double play depth. They're in at the corners. And here comes the first offering from Phillips as he gets his sign from his catcher, Barnes. And here comes the first pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1 to Machado. Machado tonight is 0 for 2. He has struck out and bounced into a fielder's choice. Our friend Quaffs is in the house, and he's fist pumping here for the Giants. Our friend Dylan says he'll be there for the NPB games. Be great. We had a light audience last night. I thought we'd do a little bit better. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is now 0-2. Our friends over at the NPB Reddit Twitter site sent out a tweet to the masses that we'll be doing the games. And so hopefully there'll be a few more people that will show up in the house. Usually our weekend games, we get a much better attendance than the midweek, middle of the night games, and I can understand why. But we did have a good crowd the other night when Yoshinobu Yamamoto and Kona Takahashi went head-to-head. There is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 0-2 to Machado. So there's a crush and a pressure situation here for the right-hander Phillips. I've seen Phillips pitch this year. He's been very reliable for Dave Roberts. He's come into tough situations and been able to bail his pitchers out, or the starters out. And that's exactly what he's going to be called to do here. Is it's 0-2 to Machado. Phillips just steps off the backside of the rubber, and he's getting ready to go at it again. Here comes the 0-2 offering as he gets the digital signal from catcher Austin Barnes, and he kicks and fires. It's a fastball taken for a called third strike on the outside corner. Dixon Machado stood there and watched that one go by. I don't know what he was looking for with 2 strikes. It doesn't get any better than that. He is gone for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the center fielder, Bryce Johnson. So for Johnson, he is 0 for 2. He struck out his first time up, and he had flown out to right field his last time. Pitching coach for the Dodgers is out talking to Phillips. As obviously Johnson has been turned around here. He's going to bat from the left side for the first time tonight. Check that. We are going to have a pinch hitter. Looks like Johnson's debut is over, as it's going to be Mike Yastrzemski coming in to pinch hit here for the rookie. So Mike Yastrzemski in to pinch hit. He's hitting .226 with 9 homers and 38 runs batted in. So we're not going to see Johnson hit from the other side of the plate. So his major league debut went a little differently than Vargas's did tonight. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 1-0. Our friend Mick says, Lions, Tigers, and Fighters parlay. Oh, my. You know what? 2 out of the 3 I would agree with. I just don't know if I like that Fighters one. So 1 ball and no strikes. And here's the offering from the pitcher Phillips. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into shallow right field. Making the catch is Mookie Betts. He throws on the run, and some boneheaded base running as the runner, Luis Gonzalez, has wandered too far off the bag at second base. And Betts is going to double him off for the 3rd out of the inning. And that is going to do it here for the Giants. Unbelievable. Nice job by Mookie Betts. Heads up play by him. And Luis Gonzalez, who was running up the back of J.D. Davis, is going to be retired for the 3rd out of the inning on a 9-6 putout for out number 3. Well, for the Giants in their half of the inning, they had no runs. There were 3 hits. There were no errors, and there were 2 stranded aboard. We are now through 7 complete. It is the Dodgers 3, the Giants no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the top of the 8th when we return.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. It is some boneheaded base running there in the bottom of the 7th that was able to rescue the Dodgers as the runner Luis Gonzalez at second base. It was bases loaded and 1 out, and Yastrzemski had hit a ball into shallow right field. Mookie Betts had come in hard to make the catch. And Luis Gonzalez with really nowhere to go because the runner at third was J.D. Davis. He was the one of concern. Gonzalez had ran a little bit too far, and the next thing you know, Betts was able to throw into second base and double him off, and that is how that inning ended. So it is going to be Alex Young coming in to face the left-hander, Freddie Freeman. It'll be Freeman, Muncy, and Trace Thompson, and the first pitch delivered from the lefty is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. It counts 0-1. For Alex Young on the season, this is going to be his third game, and he delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on. This is popped over to the left side of the infield. Moving over underneath it is Machado, who makes the catch. And that is going to retire Freeman for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Max Muncy. Young is 0-0. He's worked an inning and 2/3 coming into tonight's game with no walks and 2 strikeouts. Young is the third pitcher used by the Giants in this one. So here comes the offering now to the left-handed hitting Muncy. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Austin Slater has moved over into center field as Mike Yastrzemski is posting up in right. After Yastrzemski came on to pinch hit for Bryce Johnson. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and now the count is 2-0 to Muncy. So 2 balls and no strikes. Muncy waggling the bat. And here's the offering from Young. It's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Hopefully we can get a little nap in between games here tonight like we did the other night. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Muncy. The problem is I'm not particularly that tired right now. Come about 3 o'clock, we're going to be struggling to bring that game home. So we're hopefully going to be able to get ourselves at least a little bit of a nap on the in-between. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded foul over on the first base side. Fielded by the first base coach, and they flip it into the stands. So that keeps the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Muncy will be followed by the center fielder, Trace Thompson. And here's the 2-2 offering from Young. It's a breaking ball swung on, and this ball is driven into right field. It's going to be off the wall. It's played by the right fielder, Yastrzemski, and that's going to hold Muncy to a long single. He hit that ball right on the screws. That ball was well played by the right fielder. That is going to that's going to bring up the center fielder, Thompson. So for Thompson tonight, he is officially only 0 for 1. He grounded to first his last time up, but he's walked a couple of times. He's stolen a base and scored a run. So the lefty Alec Young ready to face Trace Thompson for the first time tonight. So Young holds set. Now he's ready to deliver. He kicks and he fires. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is 0-1. Looks like there was a evacuation in this one here once the double play had taken place. Like rats off the burning ship, people had left the ball game quickly. So no balls and 1 strike. And here's the offering from Young. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. That runs the count now to 0-2 on Trace Thompson. So no balls and 2 strikes. Gonzalez, who we've been barking about and said I've enjoyed watching him play over the last few games, and we've seen him a little bit. Certainly not going to go on to his personal highlight reel. There's a fastball that misses inside. The count is now 1-2 on Thompson. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Looking forward to the third game of the Buffaloes and Lions tonight. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into right field. It's going to hang up, and the right fielder, Yastrzemski, is going to make the catch on the run. That's going to retire Thompson for the second out of the inning, so that'll leave it all up to the second baseman, Gavin Lux. So for Lux, he is 0 for 3 tonight. He struck out twice, and he is grounded to the pitcher. So he steps up here. So Lux batting with 2 away, and the runner at first is Muncy. We're here in the top of the 8th inning, and here's the pitch from Young. It is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Lefty Young gets his sign from his catcher, Bart. And here comes the offering. It is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-0. Don't forget, after the game, stick around. We'll give you the out-of-town scoreboard before we wrap this one up. So 2 balls and no strikes. Holding at the chest is the lefty Young, and he delivers. It's a breaking ball that swung on and missed, and now the count goes to 2-1. Putting on deck is Miguel Vargas, the Cuban rookie who made his debut with the Dodgers tonight. So here comes the 2-1 pitch, and there's a breaking ball swung on. This one's tapped foul over on the first base side. That evens the count now at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lots more action this week as we are going to continue to call games in Major League Baseball as well as in the NPB. We'll be giving again tonight's ball game. So hopefully you guys can join us for all the action. So here comes the 2-2 offering now to Gavin Lux. As Young kicks and delivers, it is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Even though there is only say that we've got 3 balls and 2 strikes here to Lux. The runner will be on the move, and here he goes. It is a breaking ball that misses down. It's going to be ball 4, and that is going to put runners at first and second. That's going to bring up the Cuban rookie Miguel Vargas, who is having himself a ball game here tonight. He is 2 for 3 tonight. He's got a single, a double, and 2 RBIs. He's also grounded to the shortstop. So Vargas looking to continue his hot play. It's the way you can welcome yourself to the big leagues. Especially announce yourself, and it's a way to keep your name in the lineup. He also has himself a stolen base tonight. So 2 for 3 for Vargas. And here's the first offering. It is a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1 to Vargas. We mentioned earlier that Vargas's father played in the Olympics for Cuba. He was a longtime national team player. So baseball is in the family in Cuba. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. It's definitely in the bloodlines. It helps. You've got people who have a better understanding of the game. Our friend Mick says maybe he'll take a KBO team in place of that. Our friend, the living room, says just one more day until Steve Rademacher's new hot takes comes out. There's a breaking ball that swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 1-2. Corey Blazer out to the mound there to have a word with the pitcher Young. I'm not sure what they were talking about. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to the batter. I can see why Blazer took the time to go out. Just a little bit of etiquette there is Joey Bart took that foul tip right in the mask. So it gives him a little bit of an opportunity to give a little breather to the catcher. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. And here comes the offering now to Vargas. There's a breaking ball swung on it. His tap foul over on the third base side, and it keeps the count at 1-2. I'm not sure if Steve's going to do that every day or not. I know we talked about it a little bit, every Friday or not. I think he's probably leaning towards the possibility of doing it at least once a month, although after the trade of Josh Hader to the Padres, I know he was all fired up. The possibility of him doing it is possibly there. So here comes the 1-2 offering as he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball to Vargas. Swung on it. Is popped up over behind second base. Coming in on it is the left fielder and the center fielder, and it's going to be Gonzalez who makes the catch. I was off in that Bermuda Triangle, and with the San Francisco wind, he is able to make the grab, and that is going to do it here as he is retired for the 3rd out of the inning. So for the Dodgers in their half of the inning, they had no runs. There was a hit, no errors, and 2 runners left the board. We're now through 7.5. It is the Dodgers 3, the Giants no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call. The bottom of the 8th inning when we return after this. Appreciate you all for being here. Hang tight. Would you like to support Last Drafts Baseball? We would appreciate it if you did. Be sure to check out our eBay page where we have baseball merchandise. We also have stuff from the Japanese League for those who listen from Japan, but we also do other sports like football and basketball as well. Don't forget, visit Last Drafts Baseball's eBay store to help support the channel. We'll be glad you did. Welcome back, everybody. We are now going to be moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is going to be a pitching change for the Dodgers. It's going to be Yency Almonte coming in as the right-hander is going to be taking over for Evan Phillips, who came in and did his job. So Almonte coming in here to face the top of the order. It's going to be Austin Slater, Wilmer Flores, and Brandon Belt. So Slater, Flores, and Belt here. Slater tonight is 0 for 3. He has struck out. He's flown to right and grounded to short in his 3 trips to the plate. Our friend in the living room asked the question. Ryan donated today. Who's Ryan? I'll send you a message after the game on that one. I know he's not in the chat right now, but I'll give you a little insight there into our friend Ryan there. He's an interesting character. And here comes the first pitch. There is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Almonte has pitched in, this is his 29th game. He's got a 1.19 ERA. He's worked 30 in the third innings, walking 10 and striking out 30. And there's a fastball swung on. It's grounded softly to second. Fielded by Lux. He throws to first, and Slater is retired on a ground out 4-3 for out number 1. And that's going to bring up the second baseman, Wilmer Flores. As they look into the dugout, the young left fielder, Luis Gonzalez, is getting a lecture on base running from Gabe Kapler. Wilmer Flores tonight is 1 for 3. He has singled. He's struck out looking and grounded to third. And here comes the offering from Almonte. It's a fastball taken at the knees for a call strike, and the count is 0-1. Yeah, Ryan bounces around in some of the streams, and he is a part of the community. It is a positive influence as part of the community here. And as I say, that's where it's at. And there's a fastball that comes inside and hits Flores, just catches him on the forearm, and he's going to go to first base. So Flores hit by the pitch, and that's going to put a runner on with 1 gone. That's going to bring up Brandon Belt. So for Belt, he's had a big night tonight. He's got 2 of the 7 Giants hits. He's got a single, a double, and he's struck out in these 3 trips to the plate. But obviously, it's the first time against Almonte. Catch that one there. I guess if you're going to get hit by a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, that's where you want to get hit on. As it grazed the right forearm of Flores. There's a first pitch fastball that swung on and fouled away by Belt. The count is 0-1. I have to say I have enjoyed watching Belt play this year. He's a veteran guy. I think it was mentioned that he's going to be in his final year or his walk year. This is and probably going to hang it up after this season. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count's 0-2. I think Brandon Crawford, Belt, I would have thought that Posey might have struck around for another year, and all those guys would have went out together. Posey went out last year, and I'm pretty sure that Crawford and Belt are going to hang it up at the end of this one. And here comes the 0-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on it. It's broken the bat. It's popped up over on the right side. Moving back and making the play is Lux. The barrel of the bat went all the way out to where Freddie Freeman was at as he bounced off the bag at first base. That is going to retire Belt. So that bat is done. The bat had a few war stories in it. So that is going to retire Belt for the second out of the inning, and that will supposed to bring up the designated hitter, Yermin Mercedes, but we are going to have a pinch hitter. Mercedes' night is done. It's going to be Tommy LaStella. As LaStella is going to come in to pinch hit. Our friend in the living room says Buster Posey was so good. Yeah, Buster Posey was a treat to watch. I haven't seen Corey Blazer in a few years. They always say that when you're on television, it can add 20 pounds to you. To find out if Corey's been working out a little bit extra, but either that or if he's been having a couple extra meals. As the home plate umpire has broken it up. I have to say, of all the Major League umpires, Corey Blazer has some of the best sense of humor. I'll tell you a couple stories, but we can't do it on the airwaves here. There's a first pitch breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So our friend in the living room will have to hit me up when I'm back in Windsor. About the Corey Blazer story. I got a couple of them. I also got a Ripperger story for you too, if you want on that one. I don't actually have any good ones on Ripperger, just about him and his personality and everything else. And some of the guys that I knew were not big fans of his. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. I had no beef with him. 1 ball and 1 strike. That's the teaser for you there, our living room. We'll have to wait on that one. Ask me about all the umpire stories. Another good guy in the game was Sam Holbrook. There's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into left field. Coming in on it and making the catch is Outman And that is going to do it here for the Giants in their half of the 8th inning. And they go, as they had no runs in the inning. There were no hits, no errors. There was one runner left aboard on the hit batter. We are now through 8 complete. It is the Dodgers 3, the Giants no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this. From our friend, our living room was wanting to tell us a story. We would get banned off of YouTube if we gave you those stories. We'll be back in a few. Here is, for you, Buster Posey, one of our old ones. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 9th inning. It's going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the Dodger batting order coming up. It is going to be James Outman, Austin Barnes, and Mookie Betts. We are anticipating that we are going to probably see another pitching change, and we are. It is going to be Junior Marte, who is coming in for the Giants, as he will take over for Alex Young. So Junior Marte is in. Alex Young is done, as that is where we're going to stand here. They are giving, again, before the ball game, they gave a nice tribute in San Francisco to the passing of Vin Scully, as he passed away yesterday at the age of 94. The Dodgers are wearing a patch on his arm, and that is where they have here. They also had a tribute from Willie Mays. Willie Mays had nice things to say about the longtime Vin Scully, who he is one of the greatest announcers ever in the sport. So Junior Marte in, Alex Young out. Here comes the first offering to the left-handed hitting James Outman, and it's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Outman today has a single in 3 trips. He came around and scored the 3rd Dodger run of the game. He's also struck out twice tonight. So he is 6 for 9 to begin his big league career. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. The count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Marte working in his 23rd game of the year. He's a bit of a fluffed up ERA at 5.65. And there's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Outman. Marte ready to deliver. It's a breaking ball swung on and grounded foul. It's just in front of the camera well, and that's going to keep the count now at 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Outman, Barnes in the top of the order. Betts. Our friend Mick, who was in here earlier, I don't know if he's still listening in. Told us he had a parlay with Betts, Turner, and Freeman all getting hits. And there's a fastball swung on and missed, and Outman is gone for the first out of the inning, and that is going to bring up the catcher, Austin Barnes. Unfortunately, that ticket blew up for him, as none of those hitters tonight have had hits. Only the Freddie Freeman had a walk in the first inning, and that has been it. So usually the top of the order is pretty much reliable for the Dodgers that they would get hits, but not tonight. So Austin Barnes strides to the plate. He's 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single in 3 trips. He takes a fastball at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Barnes struck out his first time up, and he popped the first in his other at-bat. He's raised his season average to 179. So Marte now comes set. And he kicks and he delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes even to 1-1. Barnes getting the start again tonight. He was behind the plate last night. Or actually, he was behind the plate last night as Will Smith was the designated hitter, and there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1. One would expect tomorrow on the getaway game, it'll be Will Smith behind the plate. Last night, he was aboard 3 times, was Barnes. He had a single, a double. He was hit by a pitch. He knocked in a run. It's all over the stat sheet. There's a fastball swung on it, is tapped slowly back to the pitcher. Marte fields it. He throws to first. And that is going to retire, or Monte fields it and throws to first. Or Marte throws it and throws to first. I've got the names all mixed around in here. And that is going to retire Barnes for the second out of the inning. It goes as a ground out, 1-3 for out number 2, and that'll bring up the top of the order, Mookie Betts. So Betts drives to the plate. He's 0 for 3 tonight. He has flown to left. He's grounded to short. He's grounded to third, and he had a sacrifice fly and drove in a run his last time up. And here's the pitch from Marte. It is a fastball swung on, is grounded over to short. Fielded by Machado. He throws to first, and that is going to do it. It's a ground out 6-3 to end the 9th inning, the top of the 9th. So for the Dodgers, they got no runs, no hits, no errors. There was nobody left aboard. We're going to the bottom of the 9th inning. It is the Dodgers 3, the Giants no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. Our friend in the living room is finding humor in us mixing the names. I don't know who's on second, that's for sure. Right back, everybody. Here's Steve.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Appreciate you, Steve, and your support of the channel, and in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the 9th inning after this. Hold tight, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the closer, Craig Kimbrell, coming into the ball game, as he is going to look to finish this one off here for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Kimbrell ready to go to work here. He's got a 4.25 ERA. He's going to be facing J.D. Davis, Luis Gonzalez, and Joey Bart. As we appreciate some of that stuff. Eric Cheng jumping in here, and he says he'll be back for the NPB tonight. We appreciate that. It'll be the Lions and the Oryx Buffaloes for the third and final game in that series. We are going to call the NPB game on as well on Thursday. So hopefully you can be in for the late night for that one. And we may have a schedule change of plans. I'm not going to go down to Seattle to see the Mariners this weekend with the Angels trading everybody away. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1 to Davis. I was hoping it would be Noah Syndergaard throwing one of the Saturday games, but he got dealt. And Shohei Ohtani, I believe, went tonight. I didn't check the out-of-town scoreboard. And that means that he won't be available for this weekend. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 1-1 to Davis. So I'm going to kind of just sit myself out on that one. It was more for Eric if he saw the tweet. It was, we don't do a whole lot on Twitter. Eric says he'll be tuning in for every NPB broadcast. We'll be back on again tonight, as I say. Looking forward to that one. And then probably do all three into the weekend as well. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right center field. Moving back on it is the center fielder, Thompson, and he's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire Davis. Davis sent it a long way, but just not deep enough. That is going to retire Davis for the first out of the inning. I'll bring up the left fielder, Luis Gonzalez. Well, for Gonzalez tonight, he's 1 for 3. He singled his last time up. He's grounded to the pitcher and struck out, but it was the base running shenanigans that got him into trouble as he was doubled off second base for the third out of the inning. The fly ball from Mike Yastrzemski was some base running craziness, that's for sure, as the manager, Gabe Kapler, had a chat with him in the dugout afterwards. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Gonzalez. I was taking a look ahead, and I believe it's next week. There's going to be some midweek games that are actually going to be a little earlier. There's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is now 2-0. Our friend Living Room says, what was the Twitter tweet? Well, the MPB Reddit account, we had sent them, tweeted at them, that we were going to be doing the games all this week and linked the channel, and he was able to send that on. And he retweeted it across the NPB Reddit Nation, but it didn't help us last night for the game. Last night we didn't have a lot of listeners. He's got about 10,000 followers out there. We don't have a whole lot. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away. That's going to reach the seats over on the third base side, and that's going to run the count to 2-1 now on Gonzalez. So hopefully we can pick up a few people out of that. That would be kind of cool. Add more. Usually the weekend streams are where we get the larger crowds for the NPB games. But we have had some decent numbers during the week. Living Room says, NPB on Twitter is my go-to. Yeah, that was good for them to do that. Absolutely. They've done a couple of things for us in the past, unabated, when we've done some different things on our channel. We've opened some packs of NPB cards. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Count is now 2-2. The fellow who runs it is a Cult Swallows fan. I'm not sure who he is personally. Never met him. Don't know anything about him. Our friend Eric says, the gambling crowd is your best bet for growth in an audience size. No pun intended. I bet you're right. Also no pun intended. And there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. To be honest with you, I don't really particularly, I just hope people come in and listen. If the gamblers want to listen, that's great. If the people want to come in and chat baseball, that's great too. I like the whole ambiance of it. If it was all gamblers all the time, it would probably go a little bit stale. If it was also, for example, if it was all just baseball people all the time listening in, it would probably also be a bit stale. So having it change up a bit is good. There's a fastball that misses down, and then the count's now 3-2 to Gonzalez. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. But I can't really complain. It's hard for me to be upset about any of that stuff. And Eric says the gamblers are a bit annoying and are not always real baseball fans. Yeah, sometimes that's the case. There's a fastball that misses upstairs to Gonzalez, and he's aboard with a 1-out walk, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Joey Bart. You know, the thing is that when people pop into the stream and it becomes, what's the score? Who's out? What's going on? And rather than just sitting in and absorbing the call of the game. We got our friend Arizona Cardinals coming in here. He says, what game are you running tonight? We're going to be doing the third game of the series between the Saitama Cebu Lions and the Oryx Buffaloes. It's going to go off at 2 a.m. Pacific or 5 a.m. Eastern. So hopefully you can pop in there for that one. We'd love to have you. Mick says, I'm not annoying, and he laughs a little bit, of course. As there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Bart. But the truth of the matter is that we want people to be engaged. The more people that there are chatting in the chat, if it's about baseball stuff, if it's about different things, we can all mix it all in and make it work. And here's the 1-strike pitch. It is a fastball swung on and is grounded through the 6-hole past the diving shortstop Turner. So the Giants still have life here, as that's going to put runners at first and second, and it's going to bring the tying run to the plate. So Craig Kimbrell has set the table here for the Giants. The closer for the Dodgers has now put runners at first and second. It's supposed to bring up the shortstop Dixon Machado, but Lamont Wade Jr. is now coming up to pinch hit here. He is going to be aboard. So Wade Jr. now coming to hit in place of Dixon Machado. And they have a conference on the mound as they've come out to talk to Kimbrell. That's the third hit of the game tonight for Joey Bart. Bart's got 3 singles. He's hit the ball hard every single time he's come to the plate. Even his first out was a line drive to the third baseman, Muncy. So 4 at-bats tonight, and he's hit the ball hard on each occasion. So if you're a San Francisco Giant fan, that's good news for you that Joey Bart's bat is starting to wake up, because, boy, oh boy, for much of the year this year, his bat was stinking it up. So Lamont Wade Jr. comes to the plate. Speaking of guys who are struggling this year, he's batting .172 with 3 homers and 14 RBIs. They have 3 fielders to the right side of the infield. It's Turner, Lux, and Freeman all to the right side. And here comes the first offering to Wade Jr. It's a fastball at 96 miles an hour that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. There is action in the San Francisco bullpen as Camilo Doval is lightly loosening and throwing should we happen to go to a 10th inning. So he's got to be prepared to take over on the mound. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 2-0. Well, Craig Kimbrell has that ability sometimes to melt down. I got a Craig Kimbrell story for you too, but you're going to have to ask me about that when we get back, living room. As we do have a pinch runner now. Joey Bart's day is done. He's getting a round of applause. It is going to be Austin Wynns, the backup catcher, who's going to run for him here. So that's a bit of a peculiar pinch running move, in my opinion. Really, that second run doesn't mean a whole lot. The run means everything is the guy at the plate. That's Lamont Wade Jr. right now. Now, we know that Bart is not the fleetest of foot. It's not like you got a track star and Wins coming there to run, and there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 2-1 to Wade Jr. Mick says he enjoys listening to audio when he drives. Yeah, it's true. I had for a while there, I had the MLB Sirius satellite package for the vehicle, and there's a breaking ball that comes inside, and it is a hit Lamont Wade Jr. That is going to load the bases, and that is going to bring up the right fielder, Mike Yastrzemski. So we got the bases loaded, 1 out, and Yastrzemski coming to the plate. So for all those San Francisco Giant fans that left early out of Oracle Park, that are in their vehicles and listening and driving as they're driving away, they're not going to be very happy, as they're missing a great finish over here. And for the Dodger fans, they have shut out the Giants for 13 consecutive innings, have given the G-men hope here. So Yastrzemski tonight is 0 for 1. He flew into that double play his first time up. Our friend in the living room says he used to have the XM package when he delivered pizzas. There's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Well, when you live out in this part of the country, you need something to keep you in tune, as it takes you sometimes an hour and a half to drive 6 miles. So Eric says we got drama. Demon Slayer in the house. He says, I feel a walk-off coming. Well, we're about to find out right here. Here comes the offering to Yastrzemski. It's a fastball swung on. It is popped up into shallow right field. Camping out underneath it is the second baseman, Lux. And he's going to make the catch, and that is going to retire Yastrzemski for the second out of the inning. And so they're down to their final out of the Giants. That's going to bring Austin Slater to the plate. Slater tonight is 0 for 4. He's grounded out twice. He's lined out and struck out. He's seen his season average drop to 270. So Demon Slayer says he feels a walk-off. It might be indigestion from his dinner. We don't know. We're going to find out here in just a couple moments once this ball game is over. So a fantastic finish. Just as a reminder, I'm going to give you the out-of-town scoreboard after this one is done, and we'll wrap it all up until we come back at 2 in the morning. This game has gone a little longer now than I anticipated. So here we go. Here comes the first offering from Kimbrell, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Slater. Slater batting from the right side against the right-handed throwing Kimbrell. The runner at third is Gonzalez. It is Austin Wins at second. The runner at first is Lamont Wade Jr. The infield is back. And here's the pitch from Kimbrell. It's a fastball swung through and missed. 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and it is now 0-2 to Slater. I'm curious to see how they're going to set up the right-handed hitting leadoff hitter. I would think we're going to see a breaking ball away and then maybe crawl the ladder with some high heat. So here comes the 0-2 pitch. Let's see if we got it right here. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball. It's taken for a called third strike. Slater didn't like it, but that is going to get Slater for the third pitch here. He stood there like the house by the side of the road. And that is going to do it here for the Giants in their half of the inning. Well, there were no runs in the inning. There were one hit. There was no errors and 3 runners left the board. Your final score is the Los Angeles Dodgers 3, the San Francisco Giants no score. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this. Or maybe we won't be. Hang tight, everybody. Here's Dave.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game. And Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave's Zero Thought Sports Card. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to wrap this up with the out-of-town scoreboard, and then we'll give you the recap for this and then tell you what's coming up on the channel here in a little bit. All the games are now final across the MLB. It was the Minnesota Twins knocking off the Detroit Tigers 4-1 today. 4-7-0 for the Twins, 1-4-0 for the Tigers. Joe Ryan got his 8th win of the year against 4 losses. Tyler Alexander took the loss. He's 2-5. It was Lopez getting his 20th save for the Twinkies. The Tampa Bay Rays knocked off the Toronto Blue Jays 3-2. 3-6-1 for the Rays, 2-4-1 for the Jays. It was Thompson getting the win. He's 3-2. Simber takes the loss for the Jays. He's 8-4. And Adam gets his 5th save for the Rays. The Philadelphia Phillies knocked off the Braves today 3-1. 3-5-0 for the Phillies, 1-6-0 for the Braves. Zach Wheeler gets his 10th win of the year. He's 10-5. Colin McHugh takes the loss for the Braves. He's 2-2. It was Robertson getting his 15th save of the season in a Phillies uniform today. The New York Yankees gave up 6 runs in the first inning. Garrett Cole got roughed up for 3 home runs as the Seattle Mariners knocked off the Yankees 7-3, 7-10-0 for the Mariners, 3-5-0 for the Yankees. Luis Castillo gets the win in his Mariner debut. He goes to 5-4. Cole takes the loss. He drops to 9-4. The Cleveland Guardians, behind the pitching of Shane Bieber, knocked off the Arizona Diamondbacks 7-4. 7-9-1 for the Guardians, 4-9-1 for the D-backs. Bieber gets the win. He's 6-6. Henry takes the loss. He drops to 0-1. Baltimore Orioles continue their torrid play. They got the victory over the Texas Rangers 6-3 today. The Orioles are now 54-51, 3 games over 500. 6-9-1 for the Orioles, 3-6-1 for the Rangers. Perez gets the win. He goes to 6-1. Leclerc takes the loss. He's 0-1. Again, your final 6-3 Baltimore. The Houston Astros knocked off the Boston Red Sox today 6-1. 6-12-0 for the Astros, 1-4-0 for the Red Sox. The interesting part in that game, if you get a chance to see it, it was the at bat to the big star hitter for the Houston Astros, Yordan Alvarez. He fouled a couple of pitches off, then he took a called strike, and they didn't punch him out. And then the next thing you know, it was a ground out to the first baseman. He had a 4-out at bat. It was Rich Hill who was pitching. Nobody noticed, or nobody seemed to care. I'm not sure which one it was. But Jose Urquidy gets the win. He's 10-4. Rich Hill takes the loss. He's 4-5. In Chicago, the White Sox knocked off the Royals today 4-1. It was 4-12-0 for the Sox, 1-4-0 for the Royals. It was Lance Lynn getting his second win. He's 2-4. Brady Singer takes the loss. He drops to 4-4. And it was Hendricks getting his 21st save of the season. The New York Mets knocked off the Washington Nationals 9-5 this evening. 9-14-1 for the Mets, 5-13-1 for the Nationals. Bassett got the win. He goes to 8-7. Anibal Sanchez takes the loss. He goes to 0-4. The Cincinnati Reds took one on the chin to the Marlins today as Sandy Alcantara went the distance, picking up his 10th win of the year. He's 10-4. He shut out the Reds 3-0. Mike Minor took the loss. He falls to 1-8. 3-7-0 for the Marlins, 0-6-0 for the Reds. In Pittsburgh, the Pirates knocked off the Brewers 8-7. 8-12-0 for the Pirates, 7-12-1 for the Brew Crew. Will Crow got the win in relief. He's 4-6. Devin Williams takes the loss for the Brewers. He is 2-1. And that was a game that was walked off in the bottom of the ninth. So Devin Williams in his first opportunity to close out a game after Josh Hader has been dealt did not go so well. Well, the Oakland Athletics found a key on how to beat Shohei Ohtani. They won 3-1 tonight. It was 3-8-0 for the Athletics, 1-6-1 for the Angels. James Caprillion got the win. He's 3-5. Shohei Ohtani takes the loss. He drops to 9-7. Jackson got his third save of the year for the Athletics. Again, your final is 3-1. The new look San Diego Padres laid a beatdown on the Colorado Rockies. It was 9-1 for the Padres, 9-10-0 for San Diego, 1-6-0 for the Rocks. Blake Snell gets the win. He goes to 4-5. Cool takes the loss for the Rockies. He's 6-7. Again, your final score, 9-1 Padres. The game between the Cubs and the Cardinals was washed out. That's going to be made up tomorrow as part of a doubleheader. So I'll check back on that one. And tonight, your final score from San Francisco, it was the Dodgers 3, the Giants no score, 3-6-0 for the Dodgers, 0-8-0 for the Giants. Arias gets his 11th win of the year against 6 losses. Alex Cobb take the loss, goes to 3-6. Craig Kimbrell got his 19th save. The scoring in this one was, in the second inning, Trace Thompson led off with a walk. He stole second. And then Miguel Vargas, in his first big league at bat, doubled home Trace Thompson for a 1-0 lead. Dodgers added to their lead in the fourth inning when Max Muncy singled. They walked to Trace Thompson, and then with 1 out, Miguel Vargas again came to the plate, and he singled home Max Muncy. And that is going to increase the score to 2-0 for the Dodgers. Well, the Dodgers added the insurance in the seventh. With 1 out, James Outman singled. Then Austin Barnes singled. And then Mookie Betts stepped up with runners on the corners. Did a sacrifice fly to right field, knocking in Outman for the third run of the game. And that was your scoring in this one. Again, your final 3-0 for Los Angeles. Just a couple of reminders, everybody. We'll be back on late night tonight for our NPB stuff. So hopefully you guys will be able to see us. Our friend Mick was in the house tonight. Eric Chang, Quaffs. Everybody who listened in, we appreciate y'all being here in the living room as well. He said Anibal Sanchez is not a fan. So living room says he's got Hanshin and Cebu tonight. What do I think? I think you're right. That's who I would take. Although I'm not sure about the Tigers and the getaway game against the Yomiuri Giants. The Giants now may have something different to be said. So Cebu, yes. Hanshin, not sure. Those are my thoughts. All right, everybody. Once again, it's been another Last Drafts Baseball video production. We hope you all have a great night. Come on back and see us again, either late night or tomorrow, as we're going to do this all over again. Baseball, baseball, baseball on our channel all the time. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you soon.